welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game therapy. It's time, isn't it? How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, man. Are my glasses cleaned? Oh, my glasses are clean, Jesus. What is going on in the universe? I got clean glasses on. I pray this show finds you all doing superbly well. Let's get up out of this thing. I need some headphones, don't I? I'm reckoning I do. And I'm reckoning I'm going to have to switch the audio feed to my PlayStation. Because, yes sirree. Woo! Let's go ahead and switch that audio feed. I'm looking for the red light. I see it. I see the red light. Blam! And then you pull that. And the next thing you know, you plug this in. And then you don't plug nothing in because you can't see it because you were stupid and put on sunglasses. Blam! Now I should be able to hear something. Nope, because you plugged it in upside down because you're stupid and wearing sunglasses. You know, for as much as you talk about stupid people, you sure do embody some of their behaviors. Well, it makes sense because it would take one to know one, wouldn't it? It would. So, there we are. Let's go ahead and eject the old God of War. Let's take the comments here. How everybody's doing tonight. Josh Quinn says, hello, Bryant Chambers and everyone. What's up, man? Terry says, all the pimps who are down on their luck are here to get therapy. Well, pimps, welcome to the show. Indeed, we are indeed all pimps. But we're not pimps of people. That would be evil. We're pimps of circumstance. I pimp my circumstances regularly and command them to do what I bid them to do. One of the things I wish I could command them to do is help me find the game I'm supposed to be playing on this wonderful show. See, Tag says, evening party people, Turbo Lens here. We got Jolly in the house, says Discord notified. Thank you, sir, as always. Jolly says, hey, I'm currently in acting class, so I won't be in too often if I'm not back in later. I hope you all see. Yeah, take care of your business, man. I'm glad to hear that you're getting after it in acting class, bro. Glad to hear it. Let's get this game kicked off. Now, Tag says, cross your fingers for me. First time making hamburgers under the new diet. Pita Pocket Burgers. I'm hoping that I scored a win. There you go. Pita Pocket Burgers. Wouldn't that be similar to like a gyro? Just a beef gyro, basically? I could dig that. Dig me a good beef gyro. Tristan says, what's up? And yeah, we'll cross our fingers for you, homeboy. Let's get it. Snapper, my headphones turned down? Turn my headphones up. Turn them shits up. I'd make an awesome conductor. Well, I'd make an awesome conductor. Like, they would have to have a real conductor actually directing the band from a place that the audience couldn't see. And then you just let me be the guy on the stage doing. They'd be like, that guy's the best conductor that's ever lived. It's like, he's not conducting anything. He just looks amazing. But the real conductor is actually helping the band. And we make it a show. It'd be amazing. I'd have like a late night special. I'm just conducting music terribly. But somehow it sounds like it's coming together. It'd be like Milli Vanilli. Let's see, Tristan says he developed lactose intolerance and went a year without a good burger or pizza. Damn, it was terrible. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you have lactose intolerance, you can still eat most cheeses because the lactase in the milk, right, which is the protein that the body's having the trouble breaking down. I think I'm saying this right. When the bacteria is making the cheese, it eats all that shit, doesn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, biologists. So maybe we can get some cheese down the throats of all these lactose intolerant people. Because cheese is delicious. I don't want y'all to miss out on that. I want to be inclusive. There's a new battleship under construction at Newport News. Interesting. Terry says pimp therapy. That's awesome. Josh says, nice hat, Brian. Thank you. Terry says, I don't know why, but I pimp my circumstances regularly comes across as dirty. Well, cheers. You're in the right place. Needless to say, I've been on some stages where they had to ask me, hey, can you work clean? Of course. Of course I can work clean. Of course I can. But I think they had heard a couple of my rants like, hey, man, yeah, we're not, this is the Jesuit Nuns Association. We're going to need you to tone that shit down. Like, all right, that's fine. I mean, we didn't say shit. Ah, yes, Tristan. Well said. Thank you for adding that bit of context for my other lactose intolerant people. I'm probably being a bit insensitive because I don't understand the... not insensitive, just ignorant. Because I don't understand how the whole thing works because I am fortunately blessed not to have that problem. At least I think I don't have the problem. I'm eating cheese regardless. Fucking intolerance. That shit's getting in my belly and we'll just deal with the pain later. But we're back with Arcania. It's awesome. And I started tonight's show topic, rather than jumping into the topic 4 hours into the thing, I kind of wanted to start tonight's show with it, because we have a lot of new phases here. Now, people who've been around me a while kind of have heard this spiel probably more times than they ever want to hear it again, but it's important, because what you're going to consume when you watch me is, it's going to come at you a little bit differently than a show or anything else that you watch on the internet may come across. And here's what I mean by that. So the title says, Extroverts Think and Feel Out Loud. Right? And this is something that I've learned in my travels. You know, I speak a lot for what I do, whether it's as a mentor, trainer, and teacher, or just, you know, in the common course of executing things in life. And what I have found a lot of times in communication is that with my more, I found that with more introverted people that didn't know me very well, when I would speak at times, there would be places during my talking where they would take issue or challenge me on things that I'm saying, which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But I remember having to talk to one of my introverted friends when I made one of my first online communities, because he was going hard debating me on something. I was like, hey, I'm not actually trying to make this point right here. I said, like, I don't know if you're aware of this, but extroverts think through talking in some cases. So a lot of times when I am talking, and this is where it'll get important for all of you, a lot of times when I'm talking, I'm thinking. I'm not expressing the truth. I'm not expressing my beliefs. I'm having something inside my head. It has my attention. And I want to talk about it because it's my brain processes through talking, right? I don't process by sitting quietly and thinking really hard. That doesn't work for me. I process by talking about something until my brain can put all the pieces together and say, okay, now we got it. Right? And that makes it kind of hard when you run a show talking to people, because a lot of times I can weave in and out of these different topics, and I may be being serious, or I may be doing comedy, or I may be doing rhetoric, or whatever the thing is, and it's hard to follow that, because it's like, well, is he being serious here? Is he joking here? And so one of the things I want to say is, yeah, when I'm talking, unless I've otherwise said on a show, especially for my newcomers, I am either joking, talking shit, or I'm thinking out loud. Rarely am I going to come on a show and drop something that's like, hey, here's the thing that I believe with all my heart is true. Now let's all get on that board. It's more, here's the things that I'm thinking about today. So think of the show as like a stream of consciousness, right? Where you get to come along for the ride and think your own thoughts and go on the flight of fancy with me. But I think it's important just to remind newcomers that a lot of what I'm saying here, this is first and foremost, game therapy is a show, all right? This isn't me up here preaching the gospel, and I say that because most people on the internet that know me either as the entertainer or the educator and the teacher. And a lot of times people don't understand that those streams can cross. Right? So when I say things, I've had a lot of people in different platforms be like, yo, I really had it, either I had an issue with something you said, or I really believed in this thing you said over here. And I'm always like, be careful with both of those stances. Because I might have just been talking shit. I said, I don't know if you ever been to a black barbershop, but you just talking shit. It's not, it's rhetoric. It's talking, it's thinking out loud with other people. It's not, here's what I think is the absolute truth, and now let's debate it. Right? You'll find that I don't find many absolute truths in the universe. All right. So this is first and foremost a show, and in order, the show is designed to help you laugh, laugh first, then learn, then we uplift. All right. So that's always the focus, regardless of what I may or may not be saying. So for the people who take me a little bit more seriously, when we're on this show, unless I have said otherwise, this shit is just me talking shit. Right? Especially when I'm making jokes about people and things. Like, it's all for the sake of just trying to get a laugh out of you, not expressing some, hardcore political belief that I have, because I don't have them. I am just, I look at things like simple. Whenever I get into a political or dilemma situation, I just do math. I'm like, what does the math say is the best scenario for this? I don't care about my, what are my ideologies? Like, what does math say gets us to the outcome we want? All right, I'm not worried about all the ideologies and bullshit you added to it because your mom believed in fucking Santa Claus or whatever. Right? So anyway, just wanted to say that anything I'm saying, and by the way, because this show is 1000% improvisation, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway. I'm all over the place, and it's by design. It's designed that way to be entertaining and funny and keep you guessing on what's going to come next. But first and foremost, what we're doing here is a show. So the people emailing me talking about, B, you be kicking the truth. It's like, slow down. I ain't kicking no truth. And for real, like, if you want to know how I operate for real, like, I will kick truth, but not usually on these types of shows. I kick the truth in private because the truth is dangerous at times. So I keep that shit in my inner circle. What I kick on these shows is just designed to help lift you up. So with that in mind, let's get down to it. Ryan's joke about the battleship, that was good. Yeah, Ryan, that's an example of when we were talking earlier today. That was a perfect example of the comedy show I said you're going to do at the showcase in Portsmouth. The whole audience is going to be looking, what the hell is this motherfucker talking about? Hey, Billy, throw a beer can at him. That'll be funny. Like, Stevery. Let's see, Terry says, do you talk to yourself, B? Not including video making? Yeah, sure. All the time. I talk to myself all of the time. I think out loud. Like, I don't think without words usually. Like, actually, I did have a business idea that came to me in the shower, which is going to kill. But rarely does that hit me. I usually have to talk to people to get my ideas. Which is why, like, when I'm saying shit during these games, I'm usually either thinking or I'm feeling something out loud. Like, if I get annoyed, I'm going to talk about it. Like, I'm not just going to sit here and stew. I'm going to make jokes about the thing that's annoying me. Et cetera, et cetera. But do I talk to myself? All the time. Steven says, hey, y'all, what up, Steven? Let's see, Terry says, you're going to have a hard time getting on with some people I know, B, if you're like, well, I'm never going to have to get on with them, Terry. Like I told you, I keep my circle very small because I know that my social tendencies are very quirky. I keep my social circle small on purpose. Because I don't, I guarantee you I'd be able to deal with your friends and be very tolerant of whatever their thing is and their thing. But if they're going to be intolerant with me, I'll save us all the trouble and just not come around. That's fine with me. I don't need to get on with everybody. Let them not get on. Let's keep ourselves apart. He says, because those people are good people. And believe me, it can be exhausting interacting with those people, but I make an effort to try. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm missing things that you're saying. If you think I'm pedantic, a lot of people in my circles are extremely pedantic. Well, you're a Brit, so isn't that kind of part of your DNA? And that's sort of your thing? No, and I'm not annoyed by people trying to correct me at all. You know, like if you're annoyingly trying to challenge the things I say, because you do that to me sometimes. But like with you, I just turn it into jokes because I'm not actually like angry with you ever. Like I'm trying to make a show. But at the same time, like if we were having a real conversation and you were correcting me, I would just tell you, hey man, I ain't kicking the truth. Just shut up and listen to me for a second and let me think, and then I'll land like, because I've done it with introverted friends of mine that like being fucking know-it-all correcting people. One of them I pulled to the side and said, hey man, listen, you are supremely introverted, so let me tell you how your life works. You sit in a room quietly for hours until you come up with whatever the bullshit is you think, and then you speak. I speak until I land on the thing I'm thinking. We come at it from two opposite poles. So now that you know that, just do your favorite thing, which is sitting and shutting the fuck up until I finish thinking out loud. And then, when I'm finished thinking out loud, I can put a bow on it and say, okay, the point I'm trying to make here is this. Now you can shit all over it, right? So no, I don't have an issue with that. It's like if someone's trying to correct me, I'm like, well, correct what? I'm not saying shit that I think is right. So I wouldn't get offended by them or upset with them. I would just tell them, hey, no, I hear where you're coming from. No, nothing but love, man. Nothing but love. And I'm on a show talking shit. I mean, like, everybody gets that I don't actually think game designers are the Antichrist, right? Like, are there any game designers out here watching the show that have put me on the naughty list? I think not. I think they know I'm joking. Or, well, the truth is I think they don't give a fuck and they don't watch this show. But if they were, I'm going to guess they think I'm joking. Yeah, like people that are always trying to correct folks, that's fine. But you're probably a better man than I, Terry, because I would not try to get on with them. I would just leave them alone. I would let them do their due and enjoy their life. Let's talk to my man, Erig.
You must be Erig.
Erig is gone. Lost.
Who are you then?
Nobody.
Nobody?
Erig's body is here, but Erig is gone. Lost.
Tell me more.
Shalog stole Erig's soul.
Shalog has stolen your soul.
Oh, I'm sorry. None of y'all have any idea. Well, Ryan knows why I'm laughing. Sorry, I need to bring y'all in on the joke. I don't even know how to bring y'all in on the joke.
So Shalog took your soul from the neck?
Oh.
Yes. True orcs carry their names around necks. True orcs have souls.
Do you mean an amulet?
Amulet. With a soul.
I remember this mission. Ryan says, even B knows the story is the important part. The moral at the end is just the icing on the cake. Ryan and I had an hour-long discussion today about, like, I don't actually hate stories. I just hate boring ones. And it's because if I already know the moral of the story, stop talking. If I can predict all the moves, stop. Like, if you can't surprise me and give me a moral of the story and characters I give a crap about, I won't listen to your story. Which is, the joke on this show is I make fun of all these video game stories because they're written for 8-year-olds. Like, I get that. It's not lost on me that these stories were not intended for a grown-ass man and an ascot to be sitting here playing
The guy
it.
standing here will bring Eric's soul back, promise.
But that's what Ryan's responded to, is our extended conversation of, he's trying to get me to watch a TV show and convincing me on the merits of it. I'm like, I just don't give a shit, man. Like, and he's trying to, but the story, it's fine. I'm sure the people die at the end or whatever. We'll be all right.
Swamp? Shalog is in the swamp?
In forest. Swamp is behind it.
In the south, then?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. We leveled up like a mother huncher. All right, let's go do this quest. One of the things I love about this game is I never have to pay attention to the people who are talking. The map just tells me, hey, go here. Thank you. Thank you, game designers that give a shit about... And by the way, like, the fact that I love this game should tell you nobody likes this game. This game got shit on so hard when it came out, and I loved it. I was like, man, this game's great. Like, if you search for, like, strategies and tips for this game, like, search that in Google right now. I promise you what comes up is shit I wrote. Straight up. That is how many people gave 0 fucks about this game, and I'm sitting here having the time of my life. Oh, so what Lisa's talking about, this is my social circle. You damn right. We're too weird to get along with anybody else. They don't like us, Lisa. I don't know why. We're such sweet people. What did we do to anybody? Besides tell them that they look fat in a dress when they ask. Well, you asked! Like, if you weren't fat in the dress, I wouldn't have to tell you look fat in the dress. Well, don't ask me then. I thought you wanted the actual truth. Not the Matrix, you gaggle of whores. Like, why do y'all yell at your politicians for lying when you love being lied to? Explain that to me. Like, politicians are lying, word. So are you, ho, because you don't look good in that dress that you tricked your boyfriend into telling you you didn't look fat in because he wanted to get laid tonight. I'm sorry, is that too much truth? Remember that rhetoric thing we said at the beginning of the show? Yeah. All right, now before we get into the fisticuffs, let us save the game, because you can very quickly in this game go into getting your ass beat. Terry says, yeah, I resonate with you when it comes to joking around. I am very much like that too. And it gets, yeah, me too. Like, I think because you and I both, well, at least when I interpret your writing, you and I both speak. My wife's told me about this. She's like, this is why you rub people the wrong way. Like, she educates me. She's like, you speak very matter-of-factly. So when you speak with authority, people are inclined to think, oh, he's being serious. This is what he believes. It's like, no, it's just that's the way words come out of my mouth. It doesn't mean I actually believe it or I'm not joking when I said game designers are the reason why, you know, we have ISIS. I said it with a straight face, but I didn't mean it. You know, and I say so many things that I don't mean. And I realize that in the world, a lot of people don't know when I'm joking. Because they think I'm... Like, I've been in groups with people, like music groups and shit, where people think I'm serious 24/7. It's like, dude, I'm serious maybe for 30 minutes a day if I have to fill out paperwork. Like, it's clown city all day long. That's what I do. I make fun of Earth because it annoys me. That's my whole life, is making fun of shit, and I have a good time at it. But people are inclined to take a lot of things I say seriously when I could not have been more like, dude, I wasn't serious. Like, I don't actually think Tales of Arise is horrible. Anybody? I joke and I scream and I spit at the microphone because I am trying to make people laugh. You know? But yeah, I'm with you, man, is what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling at this point.
It's none of your business. Just give it to me.
No, Eric's body too weak for name. Deserves no soul.
Is that so? Then I claim Irig's soul because I'm stronger.
Humans are weak. Orcs are strong.
Let's kick ass and prove that.
You're strong. You can have it.
Man, we don't even need to keep talking. Let's get into the fisticuffs.
I'm fighting.
Yeah, kick ass. Man, all this talking gets a kicking ass. Oh, shit. Get in there and kick ass. Get in there and kick Shaylog's ass. He ain't ready. He ain't even ready. Look at him. What's up, Shaylog? All in your ass, Shaylog. Oh, Shaylog, whooping your monkey ass. You ain't ready for the way I kick ass, my man Shaylog. You ain't nothing but a hoe. Oh, Shaylog, nobody has to know that you suck. I won't tell no one, brother Shaylog. Oh shit, Shaylog hit me on that one. Let's make sure we're doing the right things by Shaylog over here. I'm talking all this shit. I don't want Shaylog to actually kill me. Now roll out, now roll out, now roll out. And then he can't get you. And he can't get you. You know what? Just to be safe, I'm gonna kick ass from a distance, baby. All in your ass. Yeah. You want some more of this ass whipping? You hoe asshole, you don't know me. Coldest pimp who ever lived right here.
You strong. I obey.
Smart lad. Give me the amulet.
Erig, his soul is not here. I hid it in a cave. Here's the push in and turn.
Oh, I know what that is.
What?
Push in and turn. Opens human chest.
The key. We've already been to the cave. Let's get the key and get up out of here.
Human chest with push in and turn.
So I did some of this
Where
off camera,
is the
I think.
cave with the amulet?
Oh, we already know, brother. We already been to the cave, ho. Don't need to sit here and talk to this mother hunter. Let's see, what did Terry say? Terry says, like, I can joke around and people say, you can't say that. It's wrong. It's misleading. And then, or they take offense because they view what I say as a personal attack. Well, that's just a narcissist. Anybody that's offended at a joke that wasn't about them is, their narcissism is out of control. In that moment, I'm not saying they have like a disorder. I'm just saying in that moment, they're being overly narcissistic. Because the joke wasn't about you. Why are you offended? It ain't got shit to do with you. Like, the joke actually doesn't care if you die today. You know? But I have a weird theory or idea. I wouldn't call it a theory. I haven't done enough testing on it. But I kind of pieced it together from reading some of the stuff I'm reading, observing the people I've helped, and then one of the classes I took from Jordan Peterson. But I do believe, I think it's possible, I don't believe, that there is a strong correlation between being super creative and having a very strong sense of humor. Because I'll tell you, all of these people who complain about being offended, to a person, I have never met one that has a good sense of humor. They're just sad people, right? Like, it's the type of person who's not happy unless they're miserable a lot of times. And because their whole identity is being a fucking martyr. You know, like, the world is hard and men suck. Yeah, I know. So fix it or stop bitching at everybody. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. But I've noticed each one of those people who's easily offended by things is, one, doesn't have a strong sense of humor, and two, they're often not very creative people. Like, they're not dropping, and by creative, I don't mean you fucking took a knitting class. I mean, there's an actual test you can take to determine your creativity quotient. It's like, have you ever released and sold a music album to more than one person? Have you ever written a book and published it? And so, like, that's what they're talking about. Not people who, you know, once painted a dragon. It's like, have you made art? And then they measure, like, have you made money from art? Because you're obviously going to probably be slightly more creative than the average bear if you're making money from it. Right? So I think there's an interesting connection between these offended people. They're just not, I guess the trait I would point to psychologically is non-conventionality and openness to new experiences. I would wonder if those people are low in those two traits, and then higher in the conscientiousness traits where it deals with, like, orderliness and purity, right? Like you would see from, like, a Puritan type person. But yeah, I just think there's like, when I see people who are offended, my brain goes to, oh, this person's just not very creative. They just don't get that a person can take this horrible thing that happened to them and turn it into laughter, right? Because laughter is power over pain. So obviously our jokes are going to be about shit that hurts. I'm not going to make jokes about fucking parrots and bicycles because there's no pain that I'm healing anybody from in that. You know, or maybe I'm healing them to a degree because we're just laughing. But the real healing is when I can take you to a very dark place where you are scared there. And I can make you laugh in that dark, scared place where you are from your trauma. If I can make you laugh at your trauma, you win. It gives you power. And I've just learned that a lot of people, sometimes they've been so traumatized that, and their existing psychology, they're just not really creative people. And I could be wrong. But what I'm seeing so far, my anecdotal evidence, leads me to think there's a very close possibility that our professionally offended people are just the people in the world who are not supremely creative. But we'll see if that's right or not one day, I'm sure. Yeah, keep shooting your friend, please. Keep shooting your friend with the magic. That's very helpful to me. Whoop. All right, juggle, 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 juggle. Light them up. Light them both up. Damn it, dude. Come on, Chambers. First of all, how did he bust out of the magic I shot and his friend shot? That dude must be the Captain America of these little trolls, man. He must be the leader of the pack. Did I just kill the main troll that's the progenitor of all the trolls? Terry says, yeah, I have the tendency to exaggerate my points a lot of the time. Well, yeah, of course. Well, in a creative person, oftentimes, like, I exaggerate all the times in humor just to try to make the point funnier. You know? Of course. Or I'll exaggerate the magnitude of something just to convey the emotion around what was happening. But obviously, you know, it felt like a billion years. Like, on your top 10 video, there was a phrase you used regularly throughout it, which was, this is the most blank I have ever seen. Right, so it's this game is the epitome of this thing. Well, that's probably an exaggeration to a degree, but it's not lying. It's just, at the moment I'm making this video, I'm remembering that this thing is pretty badass. So it's like the greatest blah, blah, blah I've ever seen. Is it really? Maybe, maybe not, but what you're really trying to convey is, hey, this thing I'm experiencing in the game is freaking fantastic, and I hope more people get to, you know, experience it. So no, I think you're good to go, Holmes. I think you are good to go. So for me, when you're exaggerating, like if that's what you're calling your exaggerations when I was watching your video, it's like I know he doesn't mean this exact statement. He's like, this is the best time I've ever had in my life. Like, all right, maybe. Maybe being born is slightly better, but you don't remember most of that, so that's cool. Let's keep talking about this game. You know what I mean? So I'm not, like, when I listen to people, I take the barbershop approach. I assume everybody's talking shit until they sit me down and say, hey, B, here's what I'm really thinking. And what I was, another title I was going to give this video was going to say, think more, conclude less. Because humans are judgment machines, and I think we learned it through running for our lives for too many years. We make snap judgments because running from a saber-toothed tiger, that's required. Running to your meeting from your boss that's going to be mad, you treat him like a saber-toothed tiger. I got to get there. It's like, he's not going to eat you. You're not going to get fired. You're probably not even going to get demoted. Probably nobody's going to notice that you were late. But in your mind, it's this, you know. But it's, people are so quick to come to a judgment on another human based on one piece of thing. It's like, dude, this human's had however many years they've been on Earth to accumulate ideas and thoughts and actions. Like, you just, this one thing that they may have said or done, and then we judge that thing as this thing classifies this whole person's life. Like, well, damn. Like, the whole life? I certainly hope the shitty things I said to people when I was in middle school aren't going to classify my, like, people aren't going to go back and pull up the tape like, you see what he said about that dude? Fuck him. You know, like, he's a piece of shit. Well, in middle school, I was. I'm working on not being a piece of shit. Can you give me some time to get better? Fuck. Like, how's your piece of shit journey going? You've arrived and you're in the bosom of the Lord, huh? That's you? Okay. Well, maybe you can coach me. How much you charge? You know, so that's kind of the thing. Uh-oh, Lisa said something sucks ass. What sucks ass, Lisa? I missed the discussion. I'm late. Josh Quinn says, it no be Skyrim, also no market by Ubisoft, beats Chess. Yeah, just the marketing, man. Also the animations. Yeah, I mean, what makes this a game, technically speaking, there are a lot of things about it that other games are certainly better. And you know, and I respect it. Certainly, everyone who sits down to play a game is having their own personal, different experience with different expectations. You know. So I love this game because it is simple. It's not necessarily easy, especially as you see me get later into some of these fights. Some of these fights get like, damn, get my ass. Like the final boss battle, I almost didn't finish the first time I played this game. Because it's just like, it's too freaking hard. But then it's never too hard. It's just, you have to go through and learn the steps. And so I did, and I eventually won it. But the game's not complicated. Like, when I got mildly annoyed at God of War last night because I couldn't remember how to do the parry move, I'm like, could the designers not have given me another way to get out of this scenario? Like, I'm not remembering the button combinations right now because I don't play this game every day. You know, that's that type of shit. Like, it's the simplicity. Okay, there's earrings. So it's the simplicity of this game that lets me pick it up, start playing, and get into the adventure. I don't need a guide unless, you know, I'm lost or something like that. But that's all. And not that I needed a guide for God of War. God of War is a bad example. I just didn't remember the control scheme because I don't play the game every day. But this game is very, very simple. You kill, you level up, and then you kill more. And then you level up more, and then you kill more, you level up more, you kill more, you level up, and eventually you kill the baddest ass thing you're supposed to kill, and then the credits roll. And it's like this game is like training for a game, you know, or not training, but it's like preparing for and then fighting battles. It's fun, you know, and there's story elements to it. I don't mind that, you know. Hey, Eridor, we have to go to the land of the Spellador to spell the royal speaking spell was lost by Her Royal Highness, or whatever's going on in this story that nobody gives a shit about. But the story doesn't beat you over the face with non-stop, hey, let me talk to you again for another 8 minutes. Like, no, I'm good. I was good the last time you talked to me, baby. Why don't we adjourn all this talking? You know, that type of shit. But, yeah, I could easily make a case for why Skyrim is technically a better game than this, even though I enjoy it way more than I enjoyed Skyrim. And Skyrim has its moments. I'm kind of tough on the game because it's so popular. But even it had, like, if you play the Dragonborn DLC, I remember playing that and saying, I think out loud, and I don't remember if it was on a stream when I was doing the lightsaber shit, but it was like, how? No, it wasn't. It was before I did the lightsaber mods. But I think I was doing it with Collector vs. Wild, and it was just like, yo, why was the Dragonborn DLC not the whole damn game? This part was dope. And the answer is, well, they had years to work on it and refine it and make it better, bro. It just wasn't there yet. And it's like, I get you. All right, let's take some more comments. Terry says, yep, glad you noticed that. That's what I do all the time, but some people take that. Well, some people don't think critically, Terry. They hear, and that's what I was saying a minute ago. They hear what you say. They take no time to process it. They just hear what they want to hear, and then they react. And it's like those. I don't spend time around those type of people because they may be awesome people in their lives, but in that moment, it's like I'm good. I don't have the energy or the time to deal with this person. So on the one end, it's a lesson, like, you know, I need to get better at communicating. But at the same time, if someone can't give me the benefit of the doubt for 5, like I had a person, I don't give nobody the benefit of the doubt. He's like, all of y'all are liars. Like, well, then I'm not. I actually had a dude write that in the comments to me. He was like, hey, bro, why are you here then? Like, if I'm lying to you, kick rocks. You know, so humans, man, it's a special breed of something. Ryan says, I think this stream is better than fornication. Yeah, I got you, Terry.
Must be so.
Did that dude have to start playing the drum right when we started talking?
Yes, good.
He wasn't playing that drum when I got here.
Not so fast. Son of Morik can wait until I've spoken with Maelog.
All right, after I've spoken with Maelog, you may kiss. Hey, my dude, can you be cool with all that damn drumming? You just gonna start playing drums while we talking.
Time in the wild. Make Eric strong.
I have a bad feeling about this fight with Erhag.
Eric is too weak. True. He still needs many moves. Too many. Shalog will have to fight against Erhag.
Shalog's going to lose. He is strong, but he's no warrior. I'll easily defeat him.
Then all is lost. The time has come for me to bury my name.
Wait. I need to free Garwin somehow, and I doubt Erhag just lets him go when I ask him.
What do you suggest?
I'll challenge Erhag.
Yeah, challenge Airhag.
Orc?
How about Eric's amulet? If I put it on, then I'll become him.
Yeah, ho.
Yes. Then you'll be Eric.
Yes.
As far as I know, Erhag needs to accept the challenge.
I'm not having this conversation, starts drumming.
He stops being a chieftain.
Give me the damn scaboos.
Here you are. Before you leave, take what you find in my chest. Need it.
All right. But first, I'll bring myself Eric's soul.
Wait.
What is it?
Conceal Eric's soul. Reveal that you're Eric before you challenge Erhag.
Why?
Otherwise, Erhag will refuse to fight you. He doesn't believe in souls, but the orcs from Silver Lake do. If you challenge him as Eric, he needs to fight or he stops being a chieftain.
All right. Good. I'm like an orc.
All right, I'm an orc now. Don't start playing them drums again, ho. Of course he's gonna start playing them drums again.
Listen, I need your your soul. Here. Why? Exactly. So when your soul don't you want to avenge?
All right, now we're kicking ass. Let's go do it. Now can I have his treasure chest too now that I did that? Yeah, I can, ho. You better give me every drop of this ho. I'm on my money. So Terry says, when I say that Painkiller is my religion, I don't really mean that. Yeah, of course. That you go to the church of Painkiller every single day. Yeah, but some people take that the wrong way. And he said, when you did your rant about Witcher 3, someone commented saying, I used to respect you, but after watching this video, I lost all my respect for you. So yeah, when you're in it, I assume you already know this, but I'll say it anyway. When you're dealing with a person like that, it's either a child or an adult with the mind of a child, and they're just not worth your time. It's someone who is emotionally not in a good place that they had, like, because I've run online communities I've been running online communities, no BS, since 1993, probably. If you include dial-up message forum type shit that we used to build. So I've been at this social media thing a long time. It's why I know how to pull the levers, right? But it's I used to see people when they would get upset about something somebody in the community said or whatever, they would make a post in the community announcing, I'm leaving and all of you are the evil. It's like, okay, why didn't you just leave? Why are you giving a speech to all of us about leaving? Like, it would be one thing. It's like, hey, I'm announcing I'm leaving because if you guys want to follow me, hey, I'm going to be over here because whatever. But it was like this angry, I hate everybody, F everyone, I'm leaving. Well, it's like, that's a self-serving kind of like childish way of expressing your anger. Like, the better thing to do is find the human that pissed you off and go talk it out with them, right? And I just found in my travels, more people than not on the internet are like that. More people than I would like on the internet are like that. They're grown children, basically. And they're probably not like that 24 hours a day, like in their personal lives and shit. But on the internet, everybody becomes a damn whatever. And it's like, whew. But yeah, you're just dealing with someone who's either is actually a child or someone that legitimately has the mind of a child. And I have committed sacrilege no less than twice this week. It will not happen again. Are you seriously wrapped up in my ascot? Although that would explain why I'm not having issues tonight. Huh, with the headset. Maybe I need to sustain that. Even my pants match my ascot, boy. Y'all don't know me. Styling out here. So actually keeping the headset running through my Ascot doesn't cause the... I might be on to something. We learn as we do. So yeah, that's all, Terry. You just it's one of the reasons why, you know, when I was making content more specifically for the quote unquote gamer community, I ran into too many people like that. It was just like, these, like, are any of y'all adults? And of course, more people than not were the adults. But it's like, you deal with enough of those childish people and you just start to question, do I still want to do this? Like, who are you actually doing this for? You know, so, yeah. And so, like, when I look at your content, it's like, whoo, that's going to be tough sledding. But if he's got the competitive stamina, you can definitely push through and become successful at it. But for you, you're going to require a lot of competitive stamina to be good at what you do, because what you're into is so contrarian to the rest of the world. And of course, I obviously relate to that because I'm kind of the same way. And none of us are like that intentionally. Believe me, if I could find a way to fit in with the world, I totally would do it. It would make things a lot easier. I just don't have it in me. That's the one I want. Where is it taking me? All right, back in the woods, it looks like. Yeah. Well, Terry, on your journey, man, you're going to continue to see that a lot of people are just not in emotionally good places, and that comes out in their behavior. Yeah, and I can relate to that too. I've been in emotionally bad places, and you know, I've gone back and apologized to people for just like, or thanked them, like, hey, thanks for putting up with me when I was at my darkest point, because I know I was kind of a pain in the ass. It wasn't intentional. I'm working through some shit, man. Chambers was having a rough go. That's all. You know, and if you can be patient with me, I'm gonna work on getting better. You know, that's what I'd say to a lot of people that knew me back in like the 2005 era. This is like, hey, I was working through some shit, man. Appreciate your patience. So, nah, I feel you on that, brother, man. Terry says, one of my real life friends, for example, hated me when I first met him, but is now a good friend of mine. Yeah, I have friends like that where we're really close now, but in the beginning. Hey, wait, how are y'all still alive? Didn't I kill y'all, or are they respawning? Perhaps there are respawns in this game. Oh, coward. Damn it, didn't get through. Hadouken! Hadouken! Skills, ho! Oh, he's already in the damn other animation. I thought I got him. Thought I had him, Jesus. Smoked him. We rocked them bands. We rocked them. Where's the third one at? Where'd I kill number 3? Is he back here? Yeah, there's his dead-ass body. I thought I killed these guys. So maybe this game does have respawns, or I thought I killed them. And they were more just hiding and obscured. Which is altogether possible. Let's see. Lisa says, all relationships need 3 things to maintain. Trust, respect, and communication. If missing one of these, there is no... yeah, the old 3-legged stool. Remove one of the legs, you don't have a stool. See, Jolly says, I got a little break to sit in. Jankies, what's up, B? Jankies! I'm the Black Fred, boy. Holla. Well, I'm like the light-skinned kind of Black Fred, I guess. I'm the kind of Black Fred. There we go. I love that. That bit still gets me, man. Thank you, Jolly, for sharing your... and I mean this. I'm taking my joking glasses. Thank you for sharing your joy with us, bro. That the little jokes you guys pepper into these shows really do make my night. Y'all make producing this, whatever this is, a lot of fun. I hope you know that. So shouts out to Jolly. Thanks for coming and sitting back in with us, homie. Turbo says, I agree with the infantile behavior of many online. Yeah, it's just, well, and you think about the, like, social media, if you guys don't already know this, and I'm being serious here, and I'll tell you something that's kind of true, right? Not rhetoric. Social media is designed with similar philosophies to Disney World. And if you understand Disney, the little bit I know of him, I know a little bit from basically watching documentaries on the creation of Disneyland and Disney World, not really going back into his art, even though it taught you a bit about his art. But really the whole show is about him building the parks eventually after the art. And those parks are designed specifically for adults to come to and be kids. It's take the load off, come remember what it was like to have fun. Like Nintendo, Reggie Fils-Aimé, I think, is the one who quoted this, and it's genius marketing, but if it's true, it also just shows you that Nintendo gives a shit, right? Which is probably why they're still winning. Everyone talks about these console wars. It's like, Nintendo is technically still kicking the shit out of everybody. Like, they don't sell as many systems anymore, but look at their cash on hand, bro. But anyway, so Nintendo, Reggie Fils-Aimé says, the job of Nintendo, our mission is when you play our games, you feel younger than you are. You get to be a kid. Like when you play our games, you get to be a kid again. It's taking the pain and the suffering and the darkness of the world, putting it on the shelf, and let's have a little fun, right? Let's have a game. And so I think that's important, right? And social media is designed with a similar philosophy, but from a slightly different angle, which is we want people to come here, let their hair down, and have fun. Why? Because in that energy, in that positive energy, commerce happens better. Sad people don't buy shit. Angry people, laughing people, and scared people buy shit. Right? It's why trying to get a TurboGrafx 16 right now costs $200, because scared people in pandemics. Right, so the social media platforms are designed to make you more childlike while you are there. That's why they say things like keep your audience safe, even though that's really just them keeping out of legal trouble with kids on the platforms, right? But it's designed to put you in a state that is by nature more childlike. So for me to expect someone to come to social media and want to discuss the finer points of what Aristotle actually meant when he said keep your populations lower than 10,000, right? I'm assuming he was being rhetorical and not literal, but he was trying to make a magnitude point about the challenges of society because of psychology and the lack of the willpower of the human animal to self-educate. Probably not going to expect a lot of people on social media to want to have that conversation. So a lot of the childishness that's going on is because it's by design. So there you go. Little social media lesson. So if you want to make content and make millions of dollars on social media, child version of them is going to watch it. Boop, 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 boop. let's take some more comments. Hey, where'd the wolves come from? What up, wolf? Shit, we party. Wolf time, baby. Oh, look at you. Missed. You missed, ho. You missed, ho. I'm about to hit you with the magic of Jesus. Oh, it's magic Jesus. Jesus magic, baby. Oh, you missed again. Oh, you ain't got nothing on this brother right here. I got to stop smoking this shit here. Who knows what that's from? Jolly don't answer. Come on, give me that. Give me something to work with. Give me something to work with so I can kick ass. Take names. Oh, kick names and take ass. Boy, I'm taking ass all night, ain't I? Kicking names and taking ass. Boy, I take that ass. Take it to the store, take it to the park, take it to church. Take that ass to meet your mother. Whatever you do, take that ass. All right. Ryan says, when your pants match your ascot, you know shit's about to go down. You damn right. Look at these pants, ho. Oh, look at me, Jesus. I can't really see him because the camera, I need to back up. Look at that shit. Don't tell me I ain't coordinated tonight, hoes. Look at that. Ascot, hat, pants, all matching. That's how I do it. Y'all don't know me. I'm the coldest pimp who ever lived. Let's see, Ryan says, oh my God, B, no you wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. What? What didn't I do? What are you in disbelief that I would ever do? Terry says, how do you define competitive stamina? Literally, do you have a competitive enough spirit to take, because the type of content you make is going to piss people off, dude. It's too counterculture and you make no apologies for your opinions. You're the Alex Jones, you would be like the Alex Jones of video games, right? Not that analogy doesn't really work because you're not being overly sensational for the sake of getting viewership. And let me not accuse him of that because I don't know him personally, and I'm not accusing at all. But maybe he really believes all this shit he screams about. It's just, to me, having been in show business, it's like, maybe not. I don't know. I don't try to make judgments about people unless they tell me to make, here's the judgment you should make. Anyway, so you're going to be like the counterculture guy, which means in the beginning of if this was your career, you can expect to get a lot of hate, a lot of it, because you're going to be your favorite game is Valkyrie Profile 2, for crying out loud. How many gamers right now today do you think even know what that is? Like people who actually play video games, not, my toddler who just started playing games, not the dude that only plays Madden. Like actual players who play video games have no idea what Valkyrie Profile 2 is. So what you're doing is so counterculture, and you're so matter of fact and unapologetic about your opinions. It's gonna push people who disagree with you to want to be in conflict. So you're a better analogy. You're like the Skip Bayless of video games. You're gonna say wildly outlandish shit that you probably believe is true, but sounds ridiculous to everybody else. And then 50% of the time you'll be right, 50% of the time you'll be wrong, blah, blah, blah. But in order to be Skip Bayless and be as successful as he has been inventing that type of media, he invented that shit. It didn't exist before him, right? You like the hate that dude takes every damn day that's what you're signing up for because of the way you're playing the game. But if you have the competitive stamina, you'll be 60-something years old like Skip Bayless and still be one of the #1 sports shows on the air. And you'll have a Hall of Famer like Shannon Sharp on the show with you kicking ass because you attract, like, great people attract greatness. There's just no other way to say it. Like, if you have great people in your life, it's because there's something great about you. And even if you haven't fully realized that greatness, they see the potential. If there are no great people around you, either that greatness spark isn't there or you just haven't gotten around the right people yet. So yeah, that's what I mean by competitive. You are going to need competitive stamina if you want it. I mean, I know you're kind of playing it like a hobby, but if you want it, if you want to endure at what you're doing, you're going to require competitive stamina. Josh says, I know recently I was in a bad place and it leaked out onto others. Yeah, all of us, man. I've been so guilty of that and feel so damn bad when it happens. When I'm not in a good place and somebody comes at me with their shit and it's just like, dude, I am emotionally bankrupt right now, and emotions are hard for me anyway. I'm much more comfortable being very cerebral and trying to apply math to everything. When I have to feel shit, it makes me like, it's uncomfortable. So it's like when I'm not in a good place, I've had to have a lot of training to manage that. So, no, I totally relate to you, man. I totally relate to where you're at with that. So yeah, I say that just to be in solidarity with you. Like, don't beat yourself up because that's happening. That's all of us, man. I don't care how good and sweet anybody is. We're going to have bad days. And we just shake them off, apologize to the people we need to, and keep it moving, man. If we need to apologize. Terry says, like, you strike me as the sort of person who would spend millions to extend their good health and life. But in a way, that also comes with a lot of difficulties. Trying to make the most of your time is hard when you live so proactively. Huh. What do you find hard about it? Trying to make the most of your time is hard. Oh, are you trying to say that because I'm involved in so many different things, it's kind of hard to maximize that? Is that what you're trying to say there? Kaz says, one thing I enjoyed about shows like Animaniacs is that they worked on two levels. They had the physical humor in there for kids, and then they had the, yes, 1000% yes, Kaz. I'm in 1000% agreement with you. Animaniacs is the last cartoon I liked. That technically, no, because Animaniacs came out after The Simpsons. Like, The Simpsons and Animaniacs are really the last two. I loved Animaniacs, and like I was watching Animaniacs. I didn't start watching it until I was in high school. You know what I mean? Like, it had been on, but I didn't watch cartoons, but I got wind of it and was like, yo, what are these crazy freaking characters up to? I totally agree with that. Animaniacs was ahead of its time, man. Terry says, I remember once being thrown out of English class at school for spoiling the plot of a book because I read ahead of the rest. So you're that guy? Ryan says, Brian Chambers, no, you wouldn't want to blend in, get along with average. I did for a while. It's artificial. No. I don't mean that. I don't mean kind of wanting to be mediocre. I just wish sometimes I didn't have such different perspectives because it makes it hard to be it makes it hard to relate to other people's. I mean, it just makes empathy hard. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to, you are correct, Ryan. You're 1000% correct. I just needed to correct my statement. Your assessment of me is 1000% on. It's why I don't change my content to make it palatable to millions of people. Like, the stuff I've had go viral has almost gone viral in spite of me, because I work so hard to keep it niche and like don't let too many people. And you know who I learned that from? Like, do you guys know where I learned it? Was Jesus. Like, when I read the Bible and Jesus would always say, yo, he'd heal a person. He's like, don't tell nobody. Just let that ride. Don't say shit. Just, you healed, baby. I'm gonna go back to the crib. You going back to the crib and be healed. And we go like, he was like, there was a wisdom in him shunning publicity. It's like, I'm just here for the people who I'm here for, bro. I don't need to be on the entertainment tonight. That's not my world. Like, it's, I try so hard to make my content very specific for a small group of people. And sometimes I fail. Sometimes it goes viral and 3 million people watch it. It's like, oh, well, this is countdown to shitty comments. Let's get it. And truthfully, that's a joke. Most of the comments I've had on my viral content have been very, very pleasant and positive, believe it or not. I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow, these people are really kind.
It is a stinky brew.
Not stinky. Yummy. Ah.
Good. Now open the gate.
Scabbers here and gate open. One moment. Dark. Funman Dark. Open the gate. Now.
See, Jolly says, you mentioned the child version of adults would watch it. I still really enjoy cartoons because of all the adult jokes. Exactly right. Exactly right. You're on it, dude. And don't worry, I won't say. Yeah. No, you're thousand. Yeah, exactly. So basically what Kaz says, make Animaniacs. The first time I saw Animaniacs, my immediate reaction was, oh, this isn't for kids. There's no way a kid gets that sexual innuendo joke that's actually funny. Like, that was actually not just brazen. That was funny as shit. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you, man. Like, I wish more cartoons, because sometimes I like watching animated stuff better than live action. Like, I don't think Samurai Champloo works if it's not animated. If that were a live action show, I can almost guarantee you I wouldn't like it. It needs to be animated to deal, because that show, if you think about that show, it is dark as shit. It ends happily, kind of, but it's dealing with really, really dark shit. And so you need it to be animated to deal with the murdering and the fucking, there's kidnapping. It's crazy in that. Kidnapping adults, by the way. Like, shit, this show is crazy. But because it's animated, it softens the blow. I think you're on it, man. What's this dude want?
Listen, human.
Dylon, and Dylon. Yes. Yes. There are people out there who have made success doing stuff like Jim Sterling. Does the world really need another one? No, but it can use somebody with your unique perspective. You're not Jim Sterling and he's not you, right? So no, the world does not need another Jim Sterling, but it may need a you, right? And what you have to figure out is what separates you from a Jim Sterling. Like, so I thank you for saying that. That's a better analogy than Skip. You would have to become essentially the next Jim Sterling, just in your own way. The counterculture guy who everybody hates, but a lot of people love him. And the people who love him a lot more than the people who hate him. You know, and I fall on the love side. I've loved Jim's work going back to my first interaction with Jim was his, at least first interaction I knew, was when he wrote the review for Xenoblade Chronicles. I read every word of that shit. And I was like, I wanted to give him a standing ovation. He's like, Xenoblade Chronicles looks like this because it has to. Because of the way video games are developed these days. And it's like, you damn right, Jim. Because as much as Xenoblade Chronicles annoyed me by the end, the first half of that game, for me, was magic. It was like, ooh, just there's so much right with that game for the little bit that's wrong. It's just a little bit contaminated. It's like putting freaking vinegar on your apple pie. Like, oh, damn, this is really not good. With this apple pie, that's delicious. But yeah, like, the dude just has a perspective that hits, right? But he's so counterculture, and a lot of what makes him his money, unfortunately, is the damn gotcha shit with these big companies. And it's like, I don't think my concern with Jim Sterling was my same concern with PewDiePie back when he was rising, which is, how's that mental health doing, homie? Because having that much competitive stamina and having to be on every day and catch the ire of all these people that give him death threats and all the other shit he has to deal with. Like, you have to love what you do to show up every day and do that shit. You know, or maybe he really needs the money. I don't know his life, but it's like, damn, I wouldn't want to run his show. Like, I don't have enough energy to deal with trying to tell people shit and then getting shat on for a month after you say something.
Why did Eric take your souls?
But my point in trying to tell you that is that's going to be people's reaction to you, because you're going to say shit like I say that, hey, Skyrim kind of sucks and it's boring. Final Fantasy VII is the most overrated shit I've ever seen in my life. Chrono Trigger's boring. Now, none of those statements are fact. They're just my emotional reaction to those experiences. But the fact that I had the reaction is like, especially the Chrono Trigger. The fans of that shit, it's like I might as well have spat in the face of, like, Christ. I might as well have been the dude spitting in his face at the crucifixion. How dare you? Well, it's not how dare I. It's we're both different human beings, genius. We're going to have emotionally different reactions to shit. Like, how could one not like this? I don't understand. The same way you can like it, ho. You know, it's like the same when I'm doing my shtick and bitching about, like, why? How can anybody like this? I actually know the answer to that fucking question. I'm not stupid. I don't know why they like it, but I can land on how they can come to like it. It's because they're different than me. It's easy. It just takes a little tolerance and acceptance of other people's differences.
Lord Gawain always helped try.
But that's more what I think you're going to run into with the way you do your stuff. But if you want to do it, go nuts, man, if you got the strength. I would say if you do, you're a better man than I.
Why don't you drive Erhag away?
Erhug hide our souls. Erhug has evil friends. Orcs from north. Warriors who beat us. Forced to work. We slaves? No. No slaves. Orcs.
Josh says, I can just imagine Yeshua being featured on Entertainment Tonight and not enjoying one bit of the experience. Yeah. Like, he'd put on a good face. He'd be gracious. Good day, everyone. I'm Jesus. Hello. Nice to meet everyone. Glad you came. And at the end, he'd have to separate himself and pray for 5 hours to recover from it, probably. I see what you're saying, Terry. I got you. Yes, Terry, you just summed it up perfectly. All those things you said, which may tie into your impatience with games because you do not have the time to invest in them. You just want instant gratification. Yes. Yes, and yes. Instant gratification, probably not so much, but I do want to be gratified. Right? So you're 100% right in all of those other things where it's I am impatient for a couple of reasons. I'm impatient, yes, because my life is can be extremely busy, and I don't have a lot of time to invest in shit that annoys me, right? I'm also hyper aware that we're all dying in not that long, so I have a sense of urgency about my life because I've seen a lot of death that the other people I'm around, I get the impression that everyone around me, even though they know consciously that they're dying, they secretly are believing they're going to live forever. And so they're playing the game as if they're going to live forever. I'm playing the game like I'm getting out of here in, like I got maybe 80 years left to play this game. Tops. So I'm playing the game like I don't have much time. So there's that. And then there's my kind of, my privilege, right? Like I've experienced such great things that, like, how do you expect me to like after you give me a Cinnabon, how am I supposed to enjoy those little nasty cinnamon rolls they gave us at high school? You see what I mean? Like, not that I can't enjoy the thing from high school. Like, if I'm starving or I don't have anything else to eat, it's great. But if I paid $70 to sit down and have me a good time, I want the Cinnabon. And most games just don't. Video games, like everything else in life, are 1%'s great, 1%'s terrible, and the rest is in the middle. And because I've played so many of the great games, I come to these other games hoping, I don't really expect it, but I do kind of, like, secretly hoping, come on, don't do the thing. Oh, you're going to do the thing and piss me off. There it goes. So that's kind of, you're 100% right. I have a built-in impatience for the way some things happen in the world because I just don't have the time. It's like, I can sit here and listen to this guy talk about nothing, or I can go hang out with my kids, But on a show, it's different because the show I don't really care because I'm just going to turn it into comedy or I'm going to turn it into something that I make fun of. So I don't mind it as much on the show, even though I'm pretending to be highly annoyed and screaming and hollering. I don't mind it so much here because I'm going to be here anyway. But if I was playing the game alone, like what game? Like Tales of Arise. If I were just playing that game alone, I would have cut it off 20 hours ago. I'd have been like, this game's very boring. It really was not finished. The economy system sucks. It's really mediocre. Had I not been doing a show where I was trying to produce something, I would have just said, fuck it, and got off the elevator before I got frustrated.
What would you do if Erhag was gone?
Feast. Feast many days. Gawain goes castle. Peace then.
Kaz says Xenoblade was really fantastic up until the enemies started talking, and then it just became really good. My issue was I couldn't manage the combat system properly. Like, it's got some weird science to it, and you got to craft the bracelets or whatever the crafting system is, and get all of that alchemy right so that when you're in battle, the automatic battle system does all the things it's supposed to. And so the game gets to a point where leveling up doesn't fucking matter anymore. It's, did you build your character the right way with these runes and shit, with this overly complex crafting system that was really annoying for me. And so this game that had amazing exploration, I thought it had great visuals even though they were dated. The art style was fantastic, amazing music, cool characters. It actually had a great story. The story to Xenoblade Chronicles is actually pretty damn good. It's one of the few stories I didn't hate. And then it just, the combat falls apart because they made it what I hate with all those games. They just tried to make it too complex so that people wouldn't complain that it was too simple. And it's like,
Tell me quickly where Erhag is.
Go where fire.
Is Erhag alone?
No. 2 big orcs with him. Danger.
Yeah, no, I got you, Terry. Absolutely.
Stay here. I'll take care of this now.
Harley says, hey, I take offense to that comment. Good. Every time you take offense, you're growing out of being a bitchy, offended person. You're welcome.
Wait. Garrett, Oryx brother.
Yes.
Somebody clip that.
Brother, a fool
Clip that shit. That was on point.
gives freedom from gold.
I don't know how to tell you this. Your brother is dead.
Maloch speaks true. Or he chokes on too much gold. No, Dark. Auric died defending my village against murderous raiders.
Okay, Josh, I look forward to your review, man. Be sure to share it with us.
Good day. Dark is happy.
Yeah, well, Terry, you're talking about playing the game and you've got the subs. Yeah, getting someone to subscribe to you is pretty much the same thing as getting them to want to kiss you. It's the same. It's like if you map the emotions that someone was feeling when they subscribed, I'd be willing to bet you money it's the same oxytocin that they're feeling when they're going to hug you or give you a kiss. So if you can make somebody want to hug you during your show, they will subscribe. It's totally an emotional thing. There's really no rationale to it. And YouTube knows that because they know we associate, psychologically, we associate people liking us with survival and being a good person. So that's how they hook everybody onto these platforms. It's kind of sinister in a way. To me. And maybe it's not sinister, just the way I look at it. Maybe it is. Nostalgia for old men. Tell me about it. Kaz says, one reason I actually like Chrono Trigger is because it's very short and thus doesn't waste a lot of your time. 25 hours, you can do it. Yeah, for sure. And in fact, I jokingly talk about Chrono Trigger being boring. I honestly think Chrono Trigger is just boring to me because I haven't had the time to just sit down and... I've never made the time to really sit down and try to play it because so much of the early game is chit-chatting. And it's like, all right. And then you get to the world map, and it's not Final Fantasy, which is good and bad at the same time. And then when you go to the maps, the enemies, like the combat system is the main thing that I would talk about not jokingly as boring. Like nothing about the story was off-putting to me. It seemed interesting enough. It's like, hey, time travel, that's pretty cool. But the combat was just so not exciting to me to want to engage with, which is kind of hypocritical because I really like Final Fantasy 2. But I don't know. Something about that game just didn't hit the notes with me, and I can't really figure it out. So I'd love to play that game, like, maybe a couple hours before I stream it to make sure I'm not going to rage quit. And I've never rage quit Chrono Trigger. I've just usually... With Chrono Trigger, I usually just get distracted and go do something else while I'm trying to play it. Oh, this dude don't want to talk? Shit, let's get the party in. Wait, I think this is a fight here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me save up. 25 hours and you can do every side story of the main playthrough, but it also lets you go back and get different endings. Oh, I didn't know that, Kaz. Noted. Noted. You know, it's weird too, man. You say it's short, it's only 25 hours. That means I got probably halfway through the game and didn't realize it. I got to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. Probably not realizing what you were saying, which is the game's not that much longer, Brian. Just hang in there. Because, you know, in the same breath I say Chrono Trigger is boring, I say Cosmic Star Heroine is amazing, like they're not the same game. I get it. Hypocrisy. I don't know if I've ever asked Kaz. Kaz, what's your favorite game? What's everybody here's favorite video game? I'd love to hear that in the comments. And on that, I'm going to take a quick break and then come back to all your wonderful comments. All right, so let's pause up here so the orcs don't attack me if they're going to at all. All right. And then we'll get down to business. All right, I'll be right back. Dang, Persona 5 is 100. Why do those games keep getting longer? They're already long enough. 100 hours. Christ is our Lord and Savior. Save me. Please, Terry's talking about he asked me a question. I must have missed the question. Let's see what we're talking about up here. What is Terry's question? What concerns me the most is how Shredder Steve hasn't even broke 100 subscribers when his content is way better than anything I could do. How does someone with his setup, his content, and his audio quality, which is way better than mine, only have 72 subscribers? Well, my guess is, in talking to Steve, I don't think he's still actively making content. He may be. The easy answer to your question is consistency, right? Like, first of all, subscribers are much harder to come by in 2021 for most creators than they were even when I started the YouTube. Well, hell, I started YouTube technically in 2006, but when I really started making YouTube content with some regularity was 2012. Right, so if I had to guess, one, his content is, at first, it's not consistent, meaning he doesn't produce it with any regularity that someone can want to keep showing up for. So why would I subscribe if he's only making videos whenever? But also, Steve's content is so highly cerebral, right, that it's not it's a meal, man. It's not sitting down to eat a cookie, which is oftentimes what people are trying to do when they come on social media, is get some quick fix and fun. And some of it, too, may just be the technical pro aside, right? Like, how is he doing with his search engine optimization? How is he doing with actually managing the channel side? Right? Because all of your real followers, right? Like, when you have upticks in a following, it's almost always because you have a specific piece of content that is doing really, really, really well, right? And so what happens is, until you have that piece of content, you usually don't have a consistent, this is how many subscribers I can expect to get. And if you can't produce that content with any regularity, it's hard to predict how your subscribers are going to move. Right? But because his stuff, I mean, you in some of his stuff he talks about, it's like, damn, I need a PhD to break this down. So because it requires so much energy for the viewer to consume it, it's going to be consumed by less people, especially when 99% of the people who are here are just trying to get a laugh. And not that Steve is crazily entertaining, but it's still, he's making something that in a lot of ways, it at least from the stuff I watched years ago, I haven't seen anything he's made recently, but it's very much, it's in let me educate, let me edutain versus just entertaining, right? And when a lot of the gaming content on YouTube is gobbled up by kids, it's just not, it's not the type of thing. So, but if I had to point to one thing that makes it challenging for him to have subscribers, I don't know the last time he made a video. And if you're not producing something, one, that the system is rewarding you for producing because they figured out that people are into it, you're just not going to have that influx of subscribers. Like, frankly, how often do you make videos? Let me ask you that. Because even your numbers, we could increase them with just some good old-fashioned consistency. And making sure it's consistency with the right thing. And sometimes, we make these shows, we have these ideas that we want to put out in the world, and we just don't realize that there really isn't a market for the way we're trying to do it, and we have to adjust and pivot and come back to the drawing board. That's why I say art is thankless, man. Your audience doesn't give a shit about how much hell you have to go through to make something awesome. They're only coming around when you make something awesome. So I don't care how many hours you spend on this video. If it's shit, we ain't watching it. That's kind of the entitled stance that an audience or a human's going to take. Like, my entitled stance with video game stories. Why would I sit here and listen to this when I have kids I could be talking to? You know what I mean? So, there you go. All right, so did everybody start listing their favorite games? Clem says, the truth is, Tales of Arise is Chamber's secret pleasure. He logs off YouTube, hides at his office, beating Tales of Arise for the 10th time. No bullshit. Today, I actually considered, maybe I should fire it back up and try again. Just because I'm obsessive. I don't like losing, and I don't like leaving shit undone. And there's a part of me that's like, I let that game beat me fuck that game. I'm gonna get back in there and show them. And it's like, B, you know how that ends. That ends with you throwing a controller at the screen. Just don't. Just stay home. Don't go out there. Stay home, B. That should be a shirt. Stay home, B. Don't go out there adventuring. You don't need no more new games. Just play the... Like, I think what I'm going to start doing for this show, too, is I ain't buying no more games. I'm just going to go through my existing collection and find all the shit I love and just play that. I think I'm done. Because I can't take another Tales of Arise. But you know what? I'm glad I had the experience, because now it's like, yo, now I know I don't need to fuck with this series no more. Because they aren't making it into something I like after Tales of Vesperia. So leave it alone. Move on. Turbo says, Roblox in general. Free, lots of variety. Agreed. Tons of variety. I've played some games with my kids. There's some pretty interesting stuff in there, believe it or not. Terry says, I'm still waiting for your answer to that. Okay, I answered that one. Turbo says Roblox. When I get to Zeal, I don't know if I got that. I got to the first place where you get introduced to the time people. And then I went to the factory where the robots are. I don't know where that is in the story, but I remember the robot factory is where I stopped. Robots or mechs or whatever they are. That was where I said, you know what? I think I got kids. I think I have kids, and I think that means I'm not playing this game no more because I'm bored. I don't want to be in this dungeon. The combat's not fun. I'm out. So I don't know if that helps you understand where I was in the game, but there you go. What did I do to deserve that? Terry says, the closest thing I have to a schedule I have is one video a month. Okay, so at that trajectory, the amount of subscribers you have is probably on point. Because you're not producing enough content to be around the people who would watch you, to be available when they would have the time to watch you. Right, so because remember, in these search engines, Google not being separated, or YouTube being a search engine, they care about relevance, but they also care about timeliness. So if your video is 10 years old and it is not absolutely like, here's the cure for AIDS, if it's not that 10-year-old video that doesn't have any relevance today and timeliness, it's getting cut. So like to garner an audience, it's like I remember talking about this back in like 2008 and 9 with my musician people, and it was like, damn, how are we going to keep up with the volume of content we're going to have to produce in the next 10 years? Because these people, there is no shortage of willingness to consume content, but there's so many people making it. Everyone has 9 different things they can go to at all times. So the only way to stay relevant is to continue being in their feed. And it's like, that was part of the reason I got off the train with music. It was like, I don't enjoy the process of writing a song enough to have to produce one every single day just to get people to pay attention to the fact that I make music.
How did you get in here, Mora?
Harley says Final Fantasy VII. Word. I think that's a lot of people's favorite, man. Josh says, my favorite games are the first 3 Paper Marios, Persona 5. I can't think of any others. Okay, cool. Kaz says, the list I made a couple years ago was... Wow, Persona 5 made it to the top. That's what's up. Xenoblade Chronicles, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata. Damn, we actually have... Yeah, Kaz. Trails of Cold Steel, Resistance 3. I remembered that you said I need to play Resistance 3, Kaz. I haven't forgot that. I need to get my... I need to check my PlayStation 3 collection. I might already have it. I need to check that. I think my PlayStation 3 collection's back there with my PS2 games. I think, or it might be over here.
Erig challenges you to ritual combat.
To the Moon is another game I gotta play. I keep putting that off. The Last of Us. And Days Gone was weirdly better than I thought it was gonna be. I need to get back to that. I might need to stream that game.
This is my soul.
So, I don't give a
What's
shit
up, Cypher?
about Eric's soul. But if you want to fight Mora, here I am.
Ryan likes Toy Soldiers 2, or Toy Soldiers. That's a game I need to play. Hey, it's Kick-Ass 30 time, hoes. Come on, get your ass whooping. Damn, he only gets 3 and then he's swinging again. I need to thank you for letting me know that. Come on, let me drop this Hadouken in his ass. Come on, Hadouken. Come on, Hadouken. Come on, Hadouken. Come on, Hadouken. Give me some Hadouken, bitch. Ha ha, give me some. No sweat, you whore of whores. Who are you focused on, bitch? Ain't nobody there. Oh, shitty ass game. See, I even shit on the games I like, man. I even shit on the games I like. Shit on everything. I ain't cleaning this car. I piss on this car. Like, why you gotta be nasty, Ray? Cause I'm a nasty motherfucker. Let my movie buffs get that one. See, I ain't washing that car. I'll piss on this car. I'll piss on. That shit still makes me laugh. Of course, doing the voice probably gives away at least who said it, whether you know the movie or not. Game time, ho. Now swing through. He missed. Light his ass up and put the bow on him, baby. Put that bow on his ass. He ain't ready. He ain't even ready. Not even close to ready for this ass whooping that you need. Yeah, this combat system is legit, dude. The ability to switch between magic, bows, and blades. Come on, bruh. Like, the only other game I can think of off the top of my head that does better with that is a game which is name I can't remember at the moment. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. That's it. That's the one. The boss. I need to check that weapon out immediately. That thing sounds like it's kicking ass all night. Hold up, your dead ass body ain't got no shit on it? I'm on my money, ho. You better have my money, bitch. I'll kill you. Wait, how come you ain't got no money on you, ho? I need the money. Oh, there's another dude that wants an ass whipping? You want some too, ho? Because I got all you need. Or are we friends now? We good now? And this game is tripping all the way out. It is... like the screen's jumping. I don't know if it's happening on stream, but the stuff I'm seeing is weird. What up, homie? Is that Robar? I don't remember this part of the game. Jolly says, my favorite game of all time is God of War 1 and 2. Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I already played Kingdom Hearts, Jolly. I hate that fucking game. Don't worry. He said, don't play that shit. Oh, I won't. That game is not for the kid. As a matter of fact, I got probably... I'm trying to think how far I got into that. Because we played it with the RPG club. It got voted in one year. Probably 2000... whatever year the game came out is probably when we did it. Woo! I tried, man. I tried my damnedest to love that game. And it was not... I had to quit. I was like, we out. This, like, I think, I don't know. You've played it. You can tell me. Like, do you have to love Disney to like that game? Because I don't dislike Disney. I'm just indifferent to it. And that game, woo. But you've got me hyped to try God of War 1 and 2. I almost bought them live on the show a couple nights ago. You got me hyped for God of War 1 and 2. You got me hyped. Burnout Revenge. Yes. That might be my second favorite racing game of all time. Yeah. It's either second or third, and it's fighting with Mario Kart for that second or third slot. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Good call, man. I love Burnout Revenge. I actually plan to play that on the show. Because I think, even though it'll immediately get taken down for copyright shit, I don't care. We'll still have fun playing it. As he casts his 10 was Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I didn't have room to put that in. Cool. Yeah, Breath of the Wild was interesting. Like, there was a lot of things about that game I really, really liked. If it wasn't for the puzzle dungeons, I think I would have really, like, other than the dungeons, which is the main part of Zelda, I liked it. Terry says, anyway, gotta go, B. Take care. You too, brother. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chatting. Ryan says, Toy Soldiers is tower defense. Roger, I'm tracking. I've seen video on it. I just haven't played it. Missy Jolly says, also Uncharted 3 and 4 and the 2013. I've heard 2013 Tomb Raider is really good. I started Uncharted 3 and actually dug it after not liking 2. And it made me think, well, damn, should I give 3 and 4 a shot? Because I don't hate 3. 2 was annoying because of the puzzly shit. But it was like, I started playing 3 for one of my old shows and was like, I actually like this better than 2. Maybe I shouldn't have wrote this series off. And I've heard the 2013 Tomb Raider is fantastic. That's cool, man. Nicely done. OC Cypher says, we talking favorite games, Mass Effect and Dragon Age soaked up hundreds of hours. Wow. I'm currently lost in Final Fantasy XIV. There you go. All right. Kingdoms of Amalur was such a good game. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't get the marketing it needed to be great. I loved it way more than Skyrim, that's for damn sure. Lord Gawain.
Another human? Tell me, stranger, did Gilthor send you?
Soma was really good, Kaz. Thank you for that. Is the one of the very few walking horror simulators that I loved. I think my review for that is still up. I loved Soma. Oh man, you want to talk about storytelling? That's how you tell a damn story. Soma. Woo! I need to play that shit on stream. We just decided. Matter of fact, do I still have it? I think it's on my PlayStation 4. Hold on a second. Well, we'll come back to it. Yeah, thank you, Kaz. I had forgotten all about Soma. The developers had hooked me up with it to review it back in the day. And I was like in the scary parts of like, holy shit, this thing's going to get me if I don't figure out this puzzle. It was one of the first games where I'm figuring out environmental puzzles and I'm not angry. I'm actually terrified for my life. And I was having the time of my life. It was like, ah. And then you get to the ending and it's like, my brain just melted. Like, that's how you tell a damn story. You want a video game story? Play Soma. And then if you want another dope video game story, play The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. If you haven't played that game and you like Metroid or any of the games made after Metroid, you are missing out. The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. Great Metroidvania, kind of, but it's a spaceship game. It's not technically Metroid. You're not running around. You're flying around or swimming around. Spoiler. Oh god, and the story, like because the story is given through these data logs, when you start to find out what happened to humanity, it was like, what? Like, because like Jolly was talking about lore last night. It's like, no, I love lore, but it's like I need that. Like The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human and Soma. I'll lore all day in those games, boy.
I'm here to rescue
Good
you.
ass storytelling.
Good man. Good, loyal Gilthor.
Erag's dead. You're free.
I'm deeply indebted to you, stranger. As soon as I return to the castle, you shall be generously rewarded. However, before that, I'd like to ask you a favor.
What are you talking about?
About my men. Zargash the Cruel, Erhag's right hand. Recently sent
I
them
love
up to
cold
the
brew and
mountains
tea
to
now.
Cut down trees for
It's
orcs
delicious.
and patients. After the battle and the long time I spent in prison, I'm too weak to take up a fight with the orcs and save my men. Can you do this for me?
Don't worry, and please, return to your castle. I'll take care of your men. Where are they?
The road to the castle branches east to a small grove. You'll find them there. There is another problem, though. Zargash's mates are out there scouring the countryside with their lackeys. If they seize my men during the escape, they'll kill them.
All right, let's see. Broken Suba says his list is Bloodborne, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yeah. Yeah. Metroid Prime, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, Chrono Trigger, Tomb Raider Trilogy, Bioshock Infinite. I still need to play that. Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Logi, man. You talking NES Logi, man? Damn. It's a nice eclectic list you got there, dude. I'm loving all y'all's lists, man. Just getting to learn about what you guys like playing. This is cool as hell. I'm actually surprised less of you are mentioning Zelda games. That I'm usually always ready for someone to be like, yeah, my favorite game is Zelda Ocarina of Time, because I meet so many people where that's their favorite game, and I get it. There's a lot. I mean, you think about when that game came out, it's like, yo, as much as I don't like this game, you got to kind of admit they slapped this one out of the park with just the fact that this game exists in 1997. Like that game was made or something like that. It's insanity that game exists in that form at that, during that era. It was like, because it's weird. I finished Ocarina of Time when I played it as a young guy, and I don't remember hating it. I know everybody hates the water dungeon, but that game taught me, like, okay, this Zelda thing's not really my jam, but I get it. I respect Zelda, even though I make fun of it incessantly on the show. I do actually respect it and how it's contributed to a lot of the stuff we love today.
There are more of those nasty orc warriors, like Erag?
Yes, they aren't from here. They come from Mirtana. The war brought them here. Be careful. Hargan or Shul are almost as dangerous as Erhag. Try to take them out one at a time.
All right. Looks like I need to slay Harg, Urshul, and their minions as well. Keep your eyes open. We'll see each other in the castle again.
Yeah.
May Enos guide your arms, stranger.
Yeah, man. Bocce ball style. Watch out, Guan. Alright. Let's see. Cypher says, I always wondered about that game. I didn't know if Re-Reckoning was worth the price of admission. It depends on what you like. So, if you want a legit open world role-playing game with high fantasy adventure, you're not going to get that. Even though the world is technically open, it plays a lot more like a Zelda game than it does a straight up RPG. Because there's no jump button. Like you can't go anywhere in the world. It's not completely open. It's more like a quasi open adventure with or some RPG mechanics and a limited world. So that aspect of the game was kind of disappointing to me because the game was being marketed as this kind of counterpunch to the Elder Scrolls series, which I shit on Skyrim a lot, but I do like the Elder Scrolls series. The Elder Scrolls is 50% of the reason, specifically Morrowind and Oblivion combined, are 50% of the reason why I came back to playing video games in the early 2000s. Was because of really Elder Scrolls Oblivion brought me back. And then when I played Two Worlds, I was like, oh, I'm back. Like, the Xbox 360 is the reason why I still play video games, because I had quit for a lot of years. But where I was going with that, since I lost your comment, to answer your question about Kingdoms of Amalur, like, if you're okay with a little bit more streamlined adventure with a story that sometimes gets a little long-winded, kind of like this show, but with the combat system that's just... and the ability to switch between, like, it plays like an arcade game in the combat world. And I love being able to switch between weapons and adjust and magic and chakrams. And it just, like, I remember I'd keep a blade, chakrams, and magic. And from a distance, I start chakramming people, hit them with magic. And then when it gets CQB, I bust out the blade and go to work. It's just the ballet to that game is a lot of fun to play. But it probably won't keep you, like, enthralled like the lore of an Elder Scrolls story would. You know, you're just going to enjoy going to the map markers, killing shit, and keeping it moving. Because the story, to me, is more like a Disney movie than it was like a deep, like, yeah, let's get in here and save the dragons from the Cinnabon factory or whatever. Okay, we saved this dude, and now my map markers look like they're either in a different part of the cave, this is no cave, or they're outside. So we saved Sir Gawain, the gayest and the waniest. And now the world is saved. Oh, you were good, Suba. I was able to follow, man. You're cool. Kaz says the mechanism I made that list with was a bit unusual, so some good games didn't end up on it. It was mostly games since 2009 that I liked. I can dig it. Harley Quinn also loved the reboot for Tomb Raider. Clem says God of War 1 and 2 in the PSP versions. Get it on a console. Are the best God of War games. I was not a fan of 3 or Ascension. Okay, noted. I think 3 is the only one I own out of all those. I need to go get 1 and 2. Uh-oh, 2 Final Fantasy XIV fans are syncing up. Our show's working. I love it. Collaboration happening all around us. Ooh, Brian, please save your game. You do not do this enough. You are playing a European role-playing game on its hardest setting. You're not saving. What planet is your brain on? You're acting like all those stupid people you complain about. Well, how do you think I know they're stupid? I'm stupid too. It takes one to know one. Kaz says, I've played Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human, but I haven't been able to beat the big fish monster yet. The big, you mean the octopus? I'm trying to remember all the enemies. I'm trying to remember how, because there are some bosses in that game that are like, damn. There's one boss I got lucky on because he can obscure himself, and oof. It's a couple boss fights I had to get lucky on to win. Even the final boss fight is, woo! It gets tough, but you can do it. Let's see, Spider-Man was 12, 13 was Sam and Max. The Devil's Playground. I think Death Stranding is the only game that would get added to. I'm trying to figure out how to stuff Death Stranding into my top 10 list and what to cut out. Because my top 10 list is going to be ridiculous when I do this video for Terry. Because I'm so lost on what my favorite games are at this point. Because now I've played so many games, even in the last 10 years, that are just amazing. It's like, damn it, Nier Automata, Death Stranding. How do I classify all this stuff? Hell, Resident Evil 7 won't make my top 10 list, but that game was fun. And I think I'm learning too, like with stories, I seem to like the horror stories. Because they're just, it's always a mystery. Like, you don't know what's coming. Like, ooh, I'm surprised. Let's see. Ocarina of Time is a really fascinating game and really well crafted, but super dated. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Well said, Kaz. Harley says, Majora's Mask is my favorite Zelda game. My second overall, though. Okay. Right on, man. I could dig it, Harley. Jolly says, yes, you have to love Disney and love how Square Enix games play. At that time, I loved it. Now I hate the amount of inventory management and the items to boost stats. I don't have time or the patience now. I just remember, I didn't get very far into it. I just remember it being monotonous. Like, the combat wasn't fun. Or something. I mean, it's been probably 15 years since I played that game, so I am probably not qualified to speak on much of any of my opinions on it because I don't remember. I have forgotten more about the game than I remember reacting to. But yeah, okay, so I do have to love Disney, and I have to love kind of Square Enix RPGs, which are two things that I don't love that much. So, got it. I will avoid Kingdom Hearts. It's weird too because I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 thinking, hey, maybe there's a chance I'm supposed to like this series. Let's try number 3, but I haven't played it. Like, I bought the Kingdom Hearts, here's the story so far, like compilation, and then I bought the Kingdom Hearts 3 special edition because it was $8 or whatever at GameStop. But if you're telling me to avoid it, I will take your advice, my brother. I also, Jolly, I'm going to be practicing this weekend. I want to get back to finishing what you sent me, brother. I looked up some guides for our Jet Li Rise to Honor so I can get out of the fight that I'm stuck on. I want to finish it, man. It's kind of like if Dark Souls was more fun to play. So I want to get good at it. I want to see if we can finish it. So yeah, like I looked up a guide today for it, and I was watching the fight that I kept losing. It was like, okay, I was theoretically right about how to win it. It's just doing what you're supposed to do to win it actually in the game is harder than it looks on screen. So I was like, all right, I can figure that out. I can figure out how to make that work. And then, and it's weird too, because the fight I got stuck on, I watched the rest of the video of the guy. It was like, damn, this whole sequence of fights gets more and more like challenging. Like there's no mercy in that fight, so I got to get my skills up so I can beat it. Let's see. Harley says, my favorite modern game post-2007 would either be The Last of Us or Pathfinder Wrath of the... I don't even know what this Pathfinder game is. I've heard you talking about it. I need to look it up. Clem says, in Wind Water. Wind Waker. No comment on Wind Waker. My mama said, if you don't have anything nice to say, shut up. So I'm going to shut up. I so wanted to like Wind Waker. The art style is amazing. But is where I'll leave that whole review. Let's see. Suba says, NES for low G man. Yeah, I'd consider Alex Kidd for Sega Master System, but it's mostly nostalgia for the Naked Punk Mohawk dude. I need to play low G man. I looked at that game in stores probably for the better part of 2 years and never bought it. It's like, when I was a kid, I was like, I should ask my dad. It was like, I ended up picking Metal Gear, I think, instead of it. I think I ended up picking Ninja Gaiden one time instead of Low G Man. So it's like I got all these other games in my collection besides Low G Man, but the cover of that game was always fascinating to me. Kaz says, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is more of an Ys style. Yeah, there you go, Kaz. Thank you for the analogy. That's perfect. It plays more like an Ys game, except no jump button. Ys you can jump in Ys, but you can't jump at King. Yeah, it's more like an arcadey RPG. What good analogy, man. Thank you. Like the middle E series games. Yeah, for sure. Broken Super says, Zelda is trash. I heard the hype my entire childhood. Finally played it not knowing what to expect. Shit, apparently. Damn. He said, funny, there is an old NES Zelda ripoff that I actually did enjoy called Arkista's Ring. I've never heard of that. And then Clem says, dude, the first time I played Reckoning, I was hooked because I get to pick how I play. Yeah, same. I enjoyed playing Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. I tried to bring it back on stream a year ago, and it's just after you've beaten it, like the thrill is gone. Because the story parts are not, you already know what's happening, so it's kind of like, all right, let me get back to this combat. And then we got to a boss fight where I got my ass whipped, so we quit. And then I don't think we came back to it. So, Suba, which Zelda did you play? When you had heard all the hype your whole childhood, what was your first Zelda game? And if it was Ocarina of Time, I'm just going to respond with, I'm sorry. Like, I get that that's, I think, most gamers' favorite game that they point to if they were born after, 1990. Basically, if you were born from 1990 on, I think that's probably your favorite game. But what was your first Zelda that you played, since you hate it so much? Jolly says, I also love the story of Kingdom Hearts at the time, but because they milked the shit, it got way convoluted and makes 7+ years to get new games. Yeah, they refused to end the shit. It's too much money to be made, man. They got to get that loot. Oh, Clem says they're releasing an expansion to Reckoning. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll put it back in the rotation once that comes out. Patrick says, I come from the future with a warning. Do not, I repeat, do not watch The Matrix Resurrections. What up, P? Oh, God, you're the second person who's told me that. And it's like, I can't even be disappointed. Because what did we all expect, bro? Really? The trailers make that movie look like what I thought Matrix 2 should have been, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, the trailer is probably the best parts of the damn movie. And, Dagger, you're the second person who's told me that. And so Patrick's my go-to. Like, anytime this cat, by the way, Patrick is a thespian and an artist, so you understand his background. By the way, if you guys used to play with the NFL controllers back in your Xbox and PlayStation days, Patrick's the inventor of those, if you didn't know. You're hanging out with a famous guy. But going back to the point, if Patrick recommends a movie or a television show, take it to the bank. That is dope. Just take that shit to the bank. Tell him to give it to you in cash. He does not miss. Like, there's so much stuff he's giving me. You need to check this out. It's like every time. It's like, and some things obviously greater than others, but he's never recommended something to me where I've been like, oh, that's trash. Never. It's always been, damn. Yep. Patrick hit it. It's like a dude that just keeps lining up and hitting triples and home runs every time he gets on plate. And what's up, P? Good to see your face, man. Ryan Motley says SWAT on NES. Damn, you took it back with that. Cypher says, I enjoyed Rocksteady Arkham games. Looking for... Yeah, I think Patrick liked those too. I enjoyed... the only one I played was Arkham Knight. Warner Brothers had actually hooked me up with it to review it back in the day. And I did. And it was alright. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. But it was like, alright. This was... I don't really like comic book stuff, but this is alright. Now, I'll tell you what I did like about that game is the... that's kind of a spoiler, though. Like, the psychological shit with Batman. That's all I'm going to say. For people who haven't played the game, I don't want to spoil that for you. The psychological aspect of that game is money. If you can get through some of the puzzly shit that these fucking video games will not stop with these goddamn puzzles, if you can get through that, it's worth your time. Alright, I need to pick whatever my next quest is going to be. I also need to level up. Dadgum. Alright, where's the pond weed guy? Suba says, Simple B, extend your list to top 15 or 20. Yeah, it's not that I can't do that. It's more, if I'm saying Death Stranding makes it into the top 10, what game gets pushed? Like, does Musha have to come off the list as my favorite spaceship shooter of all time? You know, I can easily make a top 20, but it's like, what do I boot off my 10 list to make room is the hard part. Because I don't know that I like Death Stranding more than Musha. I mean, you can't really compare the games. They're completely different, but that's where it gets tough for me. It's like, is Death Stranding 10 and Musha's 11? Or should Death Stranding maybe be 11? You know what I mean? That's what I'm struggling with, is should this game even be on my top 10 list? It's like, well, if you look at the emotional reaction I had to it while playing it with all you guys, yeah, this dude actually enjoyed something for a number of hours and didn't end up turning into an entitled bitch by the end of the show. You know? It's like, all right, there's something to that. So I'll figure it out, though. You are not wrong. Gotcha, bitches. Thought I killed all of y'all, but I guess I didn't. Alright, even on the hardest difficulty, these mosquitoes will F you up. So look alive, friends. See that? He just hit me with his magics. Like I said, hardest difficulty, the mosquitoes will fuck you up in this game. You gotta be on your game. Coward. Alright, let's heal up. It also helps if I'm paying attention to the fighting and not looking at the comments. Actually doing my jobs. Oh, that's what's causing the screen. It's the bandage on my hand. I got it. It's not the game glitching, it's my fingers hitting it and I can't feel it because of the bandage. Got operator error, y'all. It's always operator error. See, Kaz says, To the Moon is a walking simulator, by the way. 100% chit-chatting. I find its story to be impressive. Weirdly, I don't mind story-based games because my expectation when I come into them is I'm watching a story. Where I get frustrated usually is I showed up to play God of War, right, or whatever game, and I'm a god who can literally pull trees out of the ground and beat the shit out of people, but the game decided, oh, this is the part where we wanted to tell you the backstory of fucking Luke Skywalker. It's like, I don't care about Luke Skywalker. He can die in the pit of hell. I'm trying to kick this ass out here with these trees. That's like, my whole thing is expectations. Like, some of the games I love, like Soma is basically a story simulator, but I don't mind it. Because one, the story is actually interesting. But two, my expectations aren't that I'm going to be flying around throwing axes through people's faces, you know. And so video games have a problem with, because they have to appease so many different people's styles and enjoyment. Like, they got to put all this extra shit in these games. It's just like, dude, like, let me rip the tree out of the ground and kick ass. I don't need all this other shit. So it's just more expectation thing. I don't actually mind the story part. Because I've heard a lot of people tell me, like, hey, B, even you would like To the Moon. I'm like, alright, I have to play it. Damn, that dude is a freaking laser accurate damn assassin. How many spitballs do you have, ho? Spit that shit, ho. I can't use English right now because I'm trying not to die. Oh, wrong guy. There we go. There we are. Now you did. Now you did. Need to watch my arrows. I know I'm running out. Wasting all my dang arrows on these mosquito hoes. Or have a tie. Yeah, I don't like doing the tie shit. But maybe that might be how I have to do it. I might have to have some ties in there. I think I might need to just make a top 10 games, or top 5 probably, because I don't know that I have 10 games that I love in every genre. But like a top 5 list for every genre would probably work better for me. Because I've played so many of these damn things over my lifetime, it's hard to keep it straight. Oh, Cypher just said you can do it by genre. Yeah, I've done it like I have my favorites broken out by genre. Like I have my favorite RPGs, my favorite spaceship shooters. Like I don't have favorite platformers because I really just don't like the genre of game anymore. I did as a kid, but I quickly grew out of enjoying jumping on shit. So like platformers wouldn't really have a place. Racing games might have like 3 of them that I really love: Rock and Roll Racing, Mario Kart, and Burnout Revenge. Other than that, like I don't know if I've really played more. You know, I've played all the Mario racing games, but the original is still my favorite. Oh, we fighting? I thought we was gonna be homies. We ain't gonna be homies, huh? We gotta get into these fisticuffs. What the shit are you aiming at? I am stuck against the wall, and this dude about to take me out because I didn't save, and that's on me. I earned that ass whipping. I forgot the damn orcs come out after the 3rd hit. Gotta be on the job. Ball out, ball out, ball out, ball out. Orcs don't stay stunned as long as everybody else. Get in there, get in there. You missed, ho. You missed. Look at you missing, ho. You don't know me. The coldest pimp who's ever been on the planet. The combat system in this game is butter. Anybody else I need to kill out here? Y'all good? Now let's save. See, Kazrico says Pathfinder's a D&D game, if I remember. Got you. Got you. Clem says Kingdom Heart, the first one, was an easy game to pick and fun. The storyline sucked, but it was a fun game to play, and they ruined it by adding more shit with the sequels. Super says, for me, that would allow me to include racing games, not my forte, so I'd never make a tradition. Yeah, I don't think any of my favorite racing games are on my top 10 list, because they're fun, but it's like, they'd probably make a top 50 list, probably. But I don't know about top 10. Super says, you'd love the simplicity of Low G Men. It's really short and not overly difficult. Yeah, I love simplicity, man. The less complexity you build into your game, I think, the better at this point. So, Suba, I missed where you... I'm sure you already answered my question, but I probably missed it in the comments. What was your Zelda that you... Or maybe I haven't gotten to the place in the comments where you answered it yet, so I'll come back to that. Don't answer that. I'll keep reading. I think I'm behind. Clem says, Wind Waker looks like a beautiful game, but fuck that game. Yeah, that was my experience. See, Kaz says, I love Zelda, but I have a hard time putting it on any list for any reason other than nostalgia. I'll buy that. See, Patrick says, Zelda A Link to the Past is the best of the series for Patrick. Right on, right on. My favorite was definitely part 2, but I can totally, I objectively say, for it being a Zelda game, Link to the Past is probably a better game. So Patrick's going with Link to the Past, which is one of the Zelda games I did like. My only thing, I just stopped liking Zelda when it went 3D. I dug them moderately, but 2 was my favorite because it plays like a... Oh shit, I didn't even see these hoes! Run, bitches! I heard him though. It's like, that thing's growling. Where is he? He's in your ass, that's where he is. Save again. Alright, so yeah, Patrick's Zelda A Link to the Past. Definitely a good one. Kaz says the subtext and hidden meaning behind OOT is amazing. Oh, I don't even know what was going on. I don't think I paid attention to much of the story of that game, but that's kind of my forte. It's like, just give me the moral of the story and then I'm good. I don't need to go on this journey with people I don't care about. Like, I'm just a curmudgeon. Let's see. Super says no clue. It was the Game Boy version of one of the first ones. Google A Link to the Past. Looks similar. Ah, okay. So your first Zelda was a Game Boy one. I got you. P. Rick says Arkham games were good for sure. Yeah, I thought I remembered you liking those. That's cool, man. Roka Super says, I should have liked Arkham more than I did. It was enjoyable, but I think it came out a decade or 2 late for me. I got you. Patrick says, I want to hear everyone's top game per console. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking P. P. is the party starter, man. He knows how to get it going. Cypher says, yeah, I can't be bothered to platinum those games because of the busy work. But the voice acting was amazing and the story was good overall. I can dig it. I can dig it. I think console would be easier for me because I like so few games that every console usually only gets about 5 or 10 of them that I really like. It's easy for me to narrow that shit down. Ugh. Let's see, per console. So NES would be an easy one. That's Metroid. Done. What's for lunch? Super Nintendo's a little harder. I don't know that I loved a lot of the games on Super Nintendo. A cop-out would be Super Metroid, but I'm just not in love with that game like I was the original. Super Nintendo. I'll come back to Super Nintendo. I guess technically Star Ocean would be my favorite Super Nintendo game, but that didn't come out in America, and I didn't play it until PlayStation, so maybe that doesn't count. What came out after Super Nintendo? Nintendo 64 sucked, so that should be an easy one to pick my favorite game, which is probably favorite game Nintendo 64. It was either Madden 99, which is sad, or let's see, what else did I didn't play a lot on Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64. What did I like that didn't suck? Mario Kart 64, maybe? It's pretty sad. Not a fan of that console. See, PlayStation 1, Star Ocean. That's an easy one. PlayStation 2. Shadow Hearts, maybe. Xbox 360, Two Worlds, easy. I don't know. I have to come back to a couple of them. Let me read. I'm more interested in reading y'all's than spouting off my shit, though. Let's see. Cass says the Wii is easy. Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. On the Wii, Xenoblade Chronicles probably would be my favorite too. Wii U. What did I play on Wii U that I didn't hate? I don't remember. Huh. Commodore 64 would be the hard one for me to pick a top favorite. That's where it would get tough for me. Because that console had a lot of shit I like. Let's see. What else are y'all talking about? Saints Row 4 is on the Switch for $2.99. There you go. Game it up, homie. Kaz says, so far Commodore 64 is Impossible Mission. Great one. Still haven't beat that game. Because in all my childhood, I never bothered to look up how to play it. Well, first in my childhood, I couldn't look up how to play it. Because walkthroughs didn't exist. But, yeah, that's one game I've just never finished. Because I didn't understand the concept of the game. I just enjoyed running around the different rooms and trying to dodge the robots. That's what I thought. I didn't realize the point of the game was to actually put these puzzle pieces together and figure out shit. It was like, oh, let's just... Hey, Pip, what's up, homie? Stay black now.
Well, he's still alive.
Are you surprised?
A little. But our barons already informed us about your heroic deeds.
I'd probably go Bruce Lee for Commodore 64, just overall. I think that's the game I played the most out of all the stuff I own.
Nothing.
Kaz loves Phantasy Star 1 for Sega Master System, Grandia 2 for Dreamcast. There you go. That's a game I need to come back to. Terry will be happy about that. Genesis is a tough one. Yeah, Genesis does get tough. I mean, well, Genesis would be Musha. But then it's like... I really like some of the arcade games on Genesis too. Like Strider, Golden Axe. But Musha would probably take the cake. The moral of Ocarina of Time is now in a video in Gamers Chat on Discord. Okay, I'll take a look. Thanks, Kaz. I never knew there was a deeper story to that game, but that's probably because I tune out the cutscenes because I'm a narcissist who is only interested when I'm talking. But no, a lot of these stories are just boring as shit to me, and I don't care about them. Oh, man. Cass says the PlayStation consoles are tough. N64's Paper Mario. Sonic Spinball for Genesis. There you go. I've heard that's actually one of the best pinball games on a console, period. Is that true? Hey, Suba's the only person I've ever heard, one of the only other people I've ever heard say they liked Final Fantasy 13 on NES. I actually like that game too. I've never beaten it, but I enjoyed it. The times I got to play it at my friend's house. Let's see, Kaz says Chrono Trigger on it. Yeah, SNES is the hardest one for me because the SNES came out at a time where I was starting to transition from like childhood to adolescence. And it's like, I'm interested in sports, I'm interested in girls. Like, I just didn't play a lot of the games. So it's like I'm looking back on what did I actually play on Super Nintendo that I loved. I mean, at the time I loved Super Metroid, but I play that game now and I get kind of bored. I really enjoy the original just better, and I don't really know why. But I am enjoying Metroid Dread. That one's not terrible. See, Corey Towns says, just got home. Good to see you, sir. The NPCs are hoes. The NPCs are always hoes, baby. Good to see you, Corey. Sorry. I was mixing the word Corey and baby and saying Carrie instead of Corey. Kaz says, NES might be Crystallis. That's another game I need to get back to actually playing. Corey says, I've always found your aversion to the N64 particularly entertaining and funny to hear about. Well, you know, it's the most popular console in the social media generation, right? And so it would be funny to a younger crowd because that was y'all's NES. You know what I mean? So I assume that was your NES. And so, like my friend that owns a local video game store, I was meeting with him back when I was, you know, trying to help him do marketing stuff and whatnot on social media. And I just asked, like, can I ask you for some inside baseball in your business so I can know how to help you, how to make content for your channels and stuff? I was like, let me ask, like, what sells the best in your store? Obviously, it's not new games. We know that. But what do you sell the most of? He's like, oh, that's easy. I can tell you that. That's N64, hands down. And that was maybe, what year is this, 2021? That was probably 2015 back when I was helping him out. And he was like, easy. N64 sells off the shelf. I can't keep that shit in here. And I was like, that was kind of that was the first kind of slap in the mouth to me that, oh, that's why a lot of the shit that I'm interested in talking about on YouTube doesn't have an audience. Because they're just, all these people are 15 years younger than me. They don't come from the world of the shit that I'm talking about. I was like, all right. So I got to learn how to like N64. Nope. I've just stopped talking. So yeah, I think the only reason I don't love N64 is because that was a transition console for me. Like I was becoming an adult when that shit came out, and I didn't care. I think if I had been a kid when the N64 came out, I'd probably love a bunch of stuff on it. Kaz says, that's basically the main part of Impossible Mission, finding the puzzle pieces. Once you finish every room, then you put... Yeah, and I never figured out how to get the puzzle pieces to fit together. Maybe I should do that on stream, and you can coach me through it, and we can beat that game together. That'd be fun. Like a community game where the community helps me not suck. That'd be cool. I see Ryan's a Mega Man fan. Yeah. Good. Thanks for reminding me. Mega Man's a dope series. I suck at it now, but I enjoyed it back when I was a kid. Broken Super says, I'll be that guy in the room that mentions Fortnite. There's something to be said about a game that transcends my hatred for zombies. Hey, I mean, if you love it, love it. You know what I mean? That's the motto. You got to love what you love, bro. Like, I imagine many of us cannot sit in chairs of judgment about other people's opinions of games, given the things that we like, if we really take a hard look at the shit we like. Let's see. Clem says Atari 2600 top 5 asteroids. Dig Dug. Was Dig Dug on the 2600? Damn, I didn't know that. I didn't play Dig Dug. I played Dig Dug in the arcades. I don't think I ever played it on maybe the NES, but the 2600? I never knew that. That's crazy. Or if I knew it, I forgot it. Kaz says N64 was one of my least favorites. Yeah, it's my least favorite console probably of all time. Out of the stuff I actually played with any regularity. I mean, the worst console of all time is probably the Gamecom or the frickin' R-Zone. But I'm not ever going to play those, so I'm not going to waste time shitting on them. But I'm with you. N64 just, nah. Like I said, Madden 99. This is my favorite N64 game. That makes you understand how I feel about that console. Corey says, my first console was the NES, actually. I'm an elder 1986. Yeah, but yes, that was technically your first console, bro. But it wasn't your first console. Like, what I mean is, like, I had an Atari 2600 in my house when I was a baby, but that's because my 9-year-old brother than me, my 9 years older brother had one. Like, when you look back on the games you absolutely freaking can't live without in love, do most of them come from the NES? And if they do, I'll shut up. Maybe I'm wrong. But, like, I could say, yeah, my first console was technically a 2600, but not really. I don't remember most of the games I played on it. And the NES was the first console. Well, actually, the NES wasn't my first. My first console was the Commodore 64. But that was the console that was mine. I got games for it. My parents, got me games for it, or you steal them from your friends because nobody buys anything in the 80s. But, yeah, like, what? I guess I'm asking, not telling you. Like, was the NES really your first console, or was it just the first console you played? Like, what was the console that had the games that are on your top? Like, does the NES have any of your top 10 games? I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. Not trying to argue with your statement, more like, yeah, that's your first console, but was it your first love in terms of, video games is the way I would phrase that. My man P-Dot says Adventure, Super Mario Brothers 2, Link to the Past, College Football's National Champion. Damn, I forgot all about that game. Good call. Was that on Turbo Graphics? Mario Kart 64. Yeah, I'd agree. Mario Kart. Yeah, I'd probably put Mario Kart 64 over Madden 99. That's probably my favorite too, because I mostly played it with you. Symphony of the Night, Crazy Taxi. Dude, you need to play Simpsons Road Rage. Give that a shot, Mr. Crazy Taxi. I think you'll love it. Mario Kart Double Dash. There you go. Tony Hawk 2. Yeah, Tony Hawk 2 is a great one. Halo 2 and Borderlands 2. Right on. Okay. I didn't know Borderlands 2 was your favorite. I didn't know you loved that game that much, man. I knew we enjoyed playing it, but I didn't know that was your whole jam. That's cool. Yeah, 2600, I'd go with Adventure 2. Or Defender. I really enjoyed Defender. But Adventure is probably the game I'd give the nod to. Same as Patrick, same as Kaz. Dig Dug is a lot of fun. I played that in the arcade all the time. Back in 1986, I'd walk up to the community center. They had arcade machines in there. And I would just jam out. Little kid banging out on Dig Dug, baby. I loved it. And listening to the older kids play pool and talk about titties. It was a good time, the 80s. Pole position in Shark Attack, says Lisa. There you go. That's digging them out. Tap Wave Zodiac Stunt Car. I have never. What the hell is that on? What system is that? I've never heard of that game in my life. I've never heard of the game, but what's the system is for? It sounds amazing, and that we all need to be playing it for the rest of our lives. Tap Wave Zodiac Stunt Car Extreme. Whoever did the marketing for coming up with that name, I want to kiss him in the mouth. Let's see, Suba says, I got PlayStation over N64 partly because it seemed more serious. But also because my cousin got the 64, I figured rather than swapping games, we'd have fun trying. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, you played the computer version of Double Dragon? I'm sorry about that. I had that version, bro. It's bad. Whew. The Atari 5200, Commodore 64, and any PC versions of Double Dragon are... Whew, those are rough. That's tough sledding right there, homie. Let's see. Clem says TMNT, Battletoads, Double Dragon, Mario 3, Ninja Gaiden. Did you ever beat Ninja Gaiden, Clem? Are you and me the only two people here who ever beat that game fair and square? Or are there more people here who've actually beaten it? I've beat that game twice. Once fair and square, and once I cheated to do it. And I don't even know how I did it. I still don't know how I did it cheating, let alone how I beat it as a kid, fair and square. That game is impossible. Streets of Rage. There you go, Clem. Burger Man or Burger Time? Is there a game called Burger Man? I ain't never heard of that. And Chuck Rock. Yeah, Chuck Rock. Gunstar Heroes on Genesis. Yeah, I'll give you that. Let's see, Corey says, I get your point. The NES was definitely the first console in the house I grew up in, but what I owned and loved in my youth gaming days was the N64. Hallelujah. We're on the same sheet of music. Super Mario 1 is definitely my first game. Really? I still hate that game with a passion. And let me be clear. I suck at that game. That's why I don't hate it because it's bad. I hate it because I've only beat it once and I still suck at it. And I'm just not in the mood to get good. It was around the same time. Oh, that was a whole system, and then you played the game. I got you. I should have picked up on your punctuation. I got what you're trying to do. So the Tab Wave Zodiac's the console, and Stunt Car Extreme's the game. All right, I'm slow. Is the end of that story. That's cool, man. Ryan says, B, what was wrong with the PC version? It's just bad. Like, it's incomplete. I think it only had one character on screen at a time that you had to fight with. I think you had to play it with the keyboard or with a joystick that only had one button. It was a mess. And remember, I'm going off memories that are really old, so I may not even be remembering everything. Let's see, Harley Quinn says, I loved Battletoads as a kid. I think I played it once with Patrick. We rented it, and I sucked at it on it. Like, we were having a sleepover or something. And that was the last we played it. We just never came back. Or he might have, but I never came back to it. Let's see, Clem says Saturn, Panzer Dragoon, Shining Force. Don't remember which one it was. Nights into Dreams and X-Men Children of the Atom. Yes. Burger Man. Oh, Booger Man. I got you. I'm sorry. I'd put an extra R in there. No, spell check probably didn't get you. Stupidity probably got me. You're good. No worries. Clem says, I never beat Ninja Gaiden, my brother. Dude, there's got to be only 12 people on the planet that actually finished that damn game. I still don't understand. Like, I cheated to beat it back in 2011, I think. And, whatever year Borderlands 2 came out, that was the year I beat Ninja Gaiden again. I don't remember the year. But whatever year that was, as a matter of fact, I think it was 2013, now I'm thinking about it. I think that was exact, because I reviewed Borderlands 2, which was my second review on my YouTube channel, which would have been the beginning of 2013. So 2013, somewhere in there, I beat Ninja Gaiden on a big screen TV with, I think, how did I play it? Because I have the cartridge version, but I think I might have emulated it. I don't think I was playing my cartridge. Either way, yeah, I couldn't have been because I was save stating. That's how I cheated. And I still was like, how does anybody beat this even with save stating? It's impossible. He says, I reminded myself of that when I played Final Fight for the Atari ST. Let's see, Corey says, Bryant. Oh, Corey, did you ever play NFL Blitz? Absolutely. Or Jet Force Gemini? And Corey, I think you just pointed out my favorite N64 game. I forgot about Jet Force Gemini. I do like that game. And that is probably my favorite NES game or N64 game. And with that, we're taking another break. I'll be right back. Make sure to believe in Steve while I'm gone, y'all. Believe in Steve. And I know some of you are asking why. Why treat the customer this way? Why? Because fuck them, that's why. That joke still gets me. Oh, God. All right, what did I do with my device that makes all the things in here work? Bob Ross, you know where I put it at, homie? Where's that, man? Talk to me, Bob. Talk to me, Bob Ross. I need you, baby. I need you. Bob Ross, like, I ain't got nothing for you, homie. I didn't see where you put it. I wasn't paying attention, and that's not my job. So you can kiss my whole ass. I'm like, well, damn, Bob Ross, you ain't got to be a jerk about it. Bob Ross said, I'll be whatever I want to be, ho. You gonna tell me how to live? Okay. Rion says, I'm running out for refreshments. Might pull up on the mobile. There we go. Pull it up on the mobile. Was Crash and Burn like the hover car game that now is Wipeout? That became Wipeout? Because there's a game on the 3DO that's a racing game that's like the modern Wipeout. I cannot remember the name of it, and it bothers me because I really enjoyed playing that game. And I'd like to play it again. Take my glasses off for a second so we can make some adjustments to our studio. This is the time I like to get a couple of comments from the audience. That's it, right there. Perfection, whores. And ready. As Yusuba says, games like Ninja Gaiden are puzzle games disguised as action games. It's like Bloodborne, only the dance is with the level enemies rather than the boss. I'll buy that. And the punishment for losing is way less severe. Now, honestly, I think if the punishment in these blood games weren't so god-awful for losing, one, it would take away the tension of the game, which would remove some of the joy. But for people like me who are busy as shit and don't, like, if I only have an hour to play a game, I'm never going to play Bloodborne because that hour is going to be spent fighting one enemy 7 times so I can figure out how to do it. It's just like, it's a game for people who are willing to dedicate that time to that activity. But yeah, I agree with that. Ninja Gaiden definitely plays like a memorization game. But where I will say it's different than Bloodborne is the patterns. It's not obtuse. It's very easy to figure out. I wouldn't even say it's a puzzle. It's more like a. It's like a. What's that show called where they hit the people into the water? It's like you're just going through different stages, figuring out. It's like pattern recognition more so than. It's semantics, but it's like the thing about Bloodborne is they never tell you how to do it right. Ninja Gaiden makes it very clear how to do it right. It's just hard as shit to do it right. You know how to fight the final boss, just good luck doing it. Alright, and I shouldn't have used that to wipe my glasses, because now my glasses are all fucking smeared, because apparently we still make eyewear out of glass, because that's genius. Idiot humans. Lisa said duck hunt. Nice. Like, I don't think anybody doesn't know what to do in Ninja Gaiden. You just getting that ass beat, and it's hard to do it. Bloodborne is, hey, how much time would you like to invest in figuring out the right thing to do? It's like Bloodborne, for the elitist in you. Be better than all your friends who aren't as smart as you. That's how I would market that game. Bloodborne, for the elitist in you. Show all your friends that you're smarter than they are because you spend all this time figuring out shit that they weren't willing to. I feel like that's kind of how they secretly market the game. It's to people who value how smart they are. Okay, so now the smudges, I guess, are only on the bottom of the glass, because reasons. Alright. Much better. Mucho mejor. Mucho mejor. I think we've played a sum total of about 20 minutes of this game for the 3 hours we've been here streaming. Well, God!
Book? Yes, but I'm not responsible for its condition.
Oh, by my anvil! What's that smell?
By my anvil!
What happened, lad?
You wouldn't want to know, believe me. Is it useless?
Let's see. Oh, what a shame. Most of it is lost. Ah, but here. I could teach you this.
Let's do it, but you better hurry.
And really, truthfully, Suba, the solution to the Ninja Gaiden puzzle is just get the ability that lets you do the flipping blade and never hit the items that give you anything else. And then just flip blade through all the levels, because all the guys that can knock you off the ledges, you can just flip through them. The challenge is remembering all the stupid-ass lanterns you have to hit and not hit to remember which one of them is the flip blade.
Have you got the pondweed?
Fresh delivery of pondweed.
Let me see. Yes, that's it. Our wounded will rejoice.
So give it to them.
Thank you. Here, I copied this recipe for you.
Suba, are you talking
It's my
about
mother's traditional
Ninja
brew.
Gaiden still with the speed running at the end there, or are you talking about a different game? You see, Clem says the cars are futuristic and you blow each other up, but I think you said it wasn't the one. Oh, okay, I got you. Probably not. I don't think it is. I'm still trying to figure out what that game was, though. Clem says Dreamcast Power. Yeah, Power Stone is amazing. Like, I don't understand how Smash Bros exists when there's Power Stone, other than marketing and Nintendo. Like, play Power Stone and then play Smash Bros, and then tell me if you ever want to play shitty ass Smash Bros again. Which obviously there's going to be people who argue, oh, I like Smash Bros better because I suck, or whatever the answer is. But truthfully, like, me not being an asshole aside, like, play Power Stone and just tell me, like, what is it you still like about Mario Smash or Smash Brothers or whatever that horrible ass game is called? Like, in Power Stone, I jumped into the gun turret of another boat and shot the boat that all the other people were on, and I won. Like, when Smash Bros starts doing that, I'll talk to you. See, Josh says, I'll be taking my leave for the night. Good night, everyone. Good night, Josh. Actually, we're over time anyway, so I guess it is about time to start shutting things down, unless you guys want to keep going, guys, ladies, and others. No, I don't want to sit in the chair. I'm trying to talk to Skabar or whatever his name is. Get your ass out the chair. Lord Gawain. The gayest of the
Have you rescued
Waynes.
my men?
Not yet.
Don't make them wait. They don't deserve this.
Hog and Urshul are dead.
Impressive. That's impressive indeed.
Yeah, a lot of Final Fantasy X fans in this crowd, man. That game had a profound impact on a lot of people, and I'm really glad I went back to it and played it again on a mobile device, so I could play it in bed and enjoy it in bite-sized increments. I think RPGs were meant to be enjoyed in bite-sized increments by people like me, because they're fun until they become tedious, but when you're only playing, you know, an hour at a time tops, it's like, all right, let me level up a bit here, go beat this boss, and I'll go to bed. I'm glad I gave that game a second chance, because I'll tell you, story-wise, I don't think I've played a better Final Fantasy than that. Even though some of the characters are kind of cornball, it's like, well, they're kids. You wouldn't expect them to be... Like, Titus caught a lot of shit, or Titus had... I say Titus, fuck that Titus shit. Titus was, like... his immature, childish voice acting. It's like, yeah, but he's also a child. Like, he's a man-child. What do you really expect him to behave any other differently? He's not a mature, seasoned warrior. He's a kid who got, you know, separated from his family, and now he's trying to fucking figure it out. But, like, when you start digging into the religion of the world and how it's tearing people apart, but there's still some merit to the people who follow the religion. It's like, that game captures so much of our reality in an animated, weird world that's like, damn, that is really well said. I was clearly not paying attention to this the first time I played it, because this is dope. And the characters are weirdly all likable, which is, that's strange whenever I play a role-playing game where the characters don't make me want to kill all of them. I was like, I like each individual for, you know, because I just think they were well written. Like, especially like Wakka's character, when you understand his struggle, and then Lulu and how they're both tied together through his brother. It's like, damn. And then you look like his little brother. Like, it's a whole, like, all that shit they weave together that a good story does, that at the end of it, you give a shit about people. Some of that's been lost, I think, with a lot of these more modern games, where I don't remember playing. I think Mass Effect 2 was the last game I remember playing where I was, or Nier Automata. You know, before Nier Automata, I think Mass Effect 2 was the last story I played, Last of Us. But where I was like, damn, I really give a shit about what's getting ready to happen to these people. I hope it turns out okay. And Final Fantasy X's like that. Like, when you understand what Wakka's going through, it's like, well, damn, I can relate to that shit. You know, versus the overly cartoony, this guy's in an iron mask, but he's got amnesia, and you don't really know who he is until 70 hours into the game. Like, just get out of my face with all that shit. I don't care about this dude. I hope they kill him. Does he die at the end of the game? Good. But they never kill off the annoying characters. Like, they kill off the good ones. I was getting ready to name a game, but I don't want to have a spoiler there, so I needed to catch myself. Yeah, Drakengard 3. I can't wait to play that, man. I appreciate your recommendation. Suba says Bloodborne. They found a glitch. Oh, Bloodborne. Okay. Interesting. That's crazy, man. I love that the community for those games is so rabid, man. Like, just, they love that shit. I love seeing people get after their passion, man. That's cool. Let's see. Kaz says PS3, toss it between Resistance 3 and Ratchet and Clank, a cracking time. Yeah. Clem says 360 Crackdown. Yeah, Crackdown is an easy second place behind Two Worlds for me. Easy. Like, Crackdown is so fantastic, man. God, I need to figure out where I'm supposed to be going next. Oh, I think I wasn't supposed to leave that cave I was in. Whoops. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, I wasn't finished in that cave we were in. Ah, well. We'll head back to the cave and then we'll get ready to shut down for the night. Unless you guys need me here, we will call it a noche. Of course, somehow I knew that Jet Force Gemini was a game. You were like, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Easy to pick, like games need to be easy to pick up and play, but have some depth to them that makes me want to come back. And it doesn't have to be completely Contra. Yeah, and just be as long as it is fun. I don't care about how long a game is. I just want to enjoy it the whole time. So if it's 40 hours, okay. Are you sure you can make this thing fun for 40 hours? I've met very few game designers who can. You meant heavy weapon, not heavy metal. I got you. Well, you know, you could have been talking about Heavy Barrel. One of my favorite games. I love this. Mwah! Love this game, boy. They don't know me. Don't act like you know me. You don't know me. Put the gun down. All right, Harley says, I think Fear is my favorite PS3 game. Fear was dope, man. I still haven't played BioShock 2 or 3 yet. Patrick gave me 3. For whatever reason, life. I want to, though, because Patrick had me play the first BioShock, because I never played it. I was like, I'm cool, man. I think I played the demo when I was swimming around in a lake. I was like, I'm going to do something else. And Patrick's like, no, dude, just get through the fucking lake and go play the game. Stop having ADHD. It's like, all right. And then I listened to him and I was like, damn, that shit was Metroid. Like, how'd you know? Like, BioShock is just 3D Metroid done properly. And I loved it. So at some point I need to play 2 and 3. I've just not ever gotten around to it. But we will, ladies and gentlemen, we will. Worry not. I owned Heavy Barrel. That's a great game. Isn't there a helicopter boss? I think so. I haven't beaten Heavy Barrel in so long. We played it on the show, but I think we only got to like the 2nd level because I was sampling it. We will definitely beat Heavy Barrel on the show. I just need to play it and beat it first to make sure I am capable of beating the game before I start a show up and then we're here for 6 hours of me screaming at the screen because I suck. Which is what was happening with Jet Li's game. I was like, all right, I need to go get good at this shit before I stream it again. Otherwise, I'm just going to suck at it. And it's because I don't know what I'm doing. I got to learn. I got to go look at a guide. And then once I saw how to do it, I was like, okay, I wasn't wrong in my approach. I just wasn't executing it exactly right. So let's make the adjustments and get in here and kick ass. So we'll come back strong with Jet Li Rise to Honor, which I tell you what, man, Jet Li Rise to Honor, I want to give the people behind that some praise over at Sony. Because they took some risks with that game that could have really just made that entire whole game flop completely. But I was glad they were willing to do it. And I'm shocked, not shocked, but I'm somewhat surprised that other games haven't tried to emulate how that combat system works. Because I can imagine on modern technology, if I could fight like that in this game, woo! That would actually be, like, if my magic was mapped here, and then I could just start hitting the analog stick to do my blades. I thought that was dope. Harley, did you play any of the Fear sequels? Did you like those? Suba says, BioShock 3, dude, only good escort mission ever. The chick you're protecting is more capable than you are. I like that. It's like Nino Kuni. Which is surprisingly a good RPG, too, if you guys like. You gotta love RPGs, though. If you do not like that genre, don't play it. But if you do, avail yourself. I think you can get it for like $5 on the PlayStation 3 now. Grab it while it's hot. Kaz says, The Last of Us was also not a terrible escort mission, but BioShock Infinite was excellent. Good, alright. Well, with y'all's endorsements, I need to get on it. We'll add that to the stream list that now is 700 games long. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a good point. Like, The Last of Us was an escort mission, but it was fun. It wasn't terrible. Agreed. But, and then the person you're escorting is also capable, though. It's well, I guess that's kind of a spoiler. That the person who's with you helps you fight. Sorry, gang. Ooh, I already got that ruby vein. It looked like I didn't, but I did. Alright. Let's see. Infinite has a ton of talking though. I'll keep that in mind. As long as the talking is interesting, I can deal with it. And you know, a lot of my acting out in the cutscene shit is just trying to be funny on the show. I get that the joke is old. We're working on new material, other than shitting on poorly written video games. That's an interesting way to make that map. I think I would have done that slightly differently, but that's okay. See, Harley says, I'd rank them as Fear 1, Fear 2, and Fear 3. Fear 3 was fun playing with my friend, but other than that, it was the weakest of the 3 games and focused too much on action and combat. Which part was it supposed to? I thought action and combat was the point of the game. What was it supposed to focus on? I've only played 1, though, so what's it supposed to be focused on? Get this back to the front of the cave. Let's try this again. Oh, fall damage, you whores. You're all whores if you believe in fall damage, you're a whore. Or you're in ISIS. Or you're a whore in ISIS. You're an ISIS whore if you believe fall damage is a good thing. Let's see, Super says, Bioshock 3 spoiled me. I played it... Oops, wrong button. I played it first, so the first and second seemed clunky and claustrophobic by comparison. Oh, okay. I can understand that for sure. Gotta get used to the buttons, y'all. Gotta get used to the buttons. I swear this looks like it branches off to somewhere else, but I guess it really doesn't. Let's keep moving. Super says, B likes The Matrix. I think he'll like the story in Infinite. I've heard it's dope. I've heard a lot of other like reviewers and stuff talk about it. Hell, I think even Mark Busler liked it, so that's gotta stand for something, right? Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, so now we're just gonna loop around. All right, we're in the wrong cave. That's what this is telling me. Harley says, suspense and fear, LOL. I felt as though it lasts of all. I felt that last of all in 3, but that could have been my own experience. Okay. So there are not as many of the scenes where, like, Alma, I think her name is, like, shows up and you're like, oh, shit! There's not a lot of that in it. There's not a lot of oh shits in that game. Because like Fear, the first one, I loved the first one, by the way. I was elated playing that game when I got it for the Xbox. Like the first time she shows up, it's like, oh, motherfucker! I'm already terrified. What is going on out here? I think I'm too black to play this game. I gotta get out of here. Hardy says, I am so out of my depth when the game lists begin. I watch the games so the talking gives me, as an onlooker, entertainment and context. Also, I have a new appreciation for the graphics. Yes, yes, there you go, Lisa. Yes, indeed you do. All right, let's figure out where the hell we're supposed to be in this joint, because it ain't here. I'll tell you that much. Written now. Written now. No, damn it. I don't want that there at all. There we go. That's what I want. Oh, you big dummy. It's the cave with the orcs. Harley says, yeah, basically, she's pregnant and the whole game is trying to get her before she gives birth. In the first one? Or is that the third one? Hey, it's freaking daytime again. Hallelujah. The sun's out. Let's see, do these lurkers respawn or did I just suck at killing them? Looks like I just sucked at killing them. Does not appear that was a respawn. Killing, pimping, hoeing, pimping, hoeing, running down the river where you going, hook a hoeing, better know it, I'ma show it, don't tell it, yo bro it, row it like a boat, motherfucker, I'm the realest on the scene, freestyle, about to keep it Mr. Clean shit, the realest with the helmet with the sway in it. Y'all ain't ready for the real. Get your day in it. The third one, she's pregnant. Okay, cool. I bet you there's wasps up here. No wasps? What? How do you not have wasps guarding everything up here like you normally do? Oh, I would have sworn there was more stuff up here. I reckon not. There you go. Shaylog, what up, boy?
Ogbosh, Airhag is dead.
Okay, that dude been drinking. Was I supposed to kill these other hoes in here, or how was that supposed to go? Because they were just hanging.
What's happening? Where's Airhawk?
Eric's dead. Your souls are saved.
What a joy! I thank you. You're a hero. You're our leader. You must stay. Celebrate with us. With much skaboos.
Love a good sky booze. Let's get it.
Eric's your leader, and that's also good. Scarboos isn't my thing, really, but I wish you lots of fun.
Word. Get that sky booze going. Airhag is king, boy. Let me just shoot one of these people in the ass to see if it kicks off anything. Nope. They don't want to fight. So I'm guessing we just go back and talk to the dudes at the hut. But I don't know for sure. But I know this show's going on long, so we need to hurry up and wrap. I think you were supposed to sit on the throne. That'd be funny. It'd be hilarious if you're right and I'm just not remembering that's what I was supposed to do. But if I were supposed to do that, I believe I would have a map marker. Ooh, the pop-in in this game is heavy. Never pay attention to that because I'm usually looking just at the 20 yards in front of me, trying to scan for potential threats to stave off any ambushes from the enemy. So this is the downside with these lower budget games. Like sometimes you don't get map markers, sometimes you do. Just kind of how it goes. But this game is small enough to where I could literally run around and talk to everybody in the game again probably in less than an hour. So the maps aren't so terribly big that I've got to run for 7 hours to get to where I'm trying to go. Plus I could have fast traveled, but I'm trying to avoid the loading screens if at all possible. The worm grows wings and tosses your boat 30 feet. That's a good one, Zuba. Damn. All these hoes left. You are all the whores of Babylon. And you have been found wanting. Whores of Babylon, hear my cry. For you need whore no more. I, your king, Shalagar, will lead you to a new prosperity without this vile whoring that you seem so pressed to do. Now, while I'm sitting here bullshitting, I probably should just look at the quests. I don't know where his remaining minions are. I shot the dudes in the cave and they didn't attack, so where are Airhag's remaining minions? Airhag's remaining minions. Where are they? Okay, so these guys are actually spread out. Okay, so it's really an exploration quest. I've already killed one of the guys. I found him already. So I've got to, basically, this is a movement to contact mission, essentially. Alright, we'll do that on our next playthrough. We don't have to do that tonight. Come back to the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything important. Or unimportant, for that matter. But I am going to run to the end of the woods just to see what I can see, Billy. This game is zen as hell, man. Just chilling hard. Nice environment. Smooth ass music. Clem says, it's almost midnight and I'm going to head out. Take it easy, Clem. Thanks for hanging, brother. Many tanks, man. Go on with your bocce ball. Yo, what's back here? You not gonna tell me ain't nothing back here, ho. I know better. I know my game designers wouldn't let me down by not giving me something to explore back here. Well, perhaps they would. Perhaps they would, ho. I see that thing fluttering up there. Is there a way up? Let's find out. Damn right there is. Don't fall off the mountain, baby. Get to killing. Kick ass. Come on, man. Don't fall off. Be a man, ho. This game with the invisible walls. Shit. Alright, here he is. Got him, bitch. You stopped me from getting up here, ho. I know I saw what I saw. I think it was the ogre leaves. Don't step too far, because if you do, you going off this cliff. No, I see it. It's right down there. I see you, ho. You ain't getting away from me. No, you are not. Not this pimp. My hoes never run amok. Alright, was that it? Yeah, I think that was it. Alright, so there was nothing in the higher ground. But I did get those ogre leaves. That's important. No, it's right there. There is something there, ho. I knew I saw something. I ain't dumb. I mean, I am dumb sometimes, but there it is. Got him. Like, I knew what I saw, ho. Don't try to fool nobody. And that's one of the things I like about this game, too, is the reward for being willing to explore. Hey, wolfies! Come get this ass whooping that you need in your life all night. Getting a little impatient. We're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. Got him! Way to play, homie. Alright, so we've definitely ventured into territory we've not explored yet, so that's a good thing. Might even find some of these guys we're supposed to be killing out here. But until that day, till all are one. Let an Autobot rise from our ranks and light, and use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour. Let's see, Lisa says, sorry if this is a yuck shift. Something about the word night just triggered a trauma response. I prayed, never saw it so clearly as to why. I'm shooketh. Sheesh. Wow. All right. Learning and growing. Let's see. Broken Super says Smite and Rainbow Six Siege are some of my favorite games to beat up the AI and feel like a badass despite being trash at the game. I think I've tried both of those games. I know I've played Rainbow Six. I think I've played Smite on Steam. I think. I'm not sure. Borgulus, look! It's Unicron! Yeah, hang in there, Lisa. Do we need to be mindful of the, Are you okay, lady? Everything okay? I'll make sure we not out here got people hurting on the show. Alright, so we're not ready to do that one yet. That's going to be story related. Cool. Alright, well, I've killed most of the things in the woods, I think. If not all of them. I did find that next pack of wolves and whatnot. No way. Are you kidding me? What a circle to run in. Jeez. Maylog's hut. You're shaking a bit. Okay, but okay otherwise? And you're not alone, right? Your guys with you? Cool, I'll wait for Lisa to comment back to make sure she's okay, and then we'll adjourn the show. Well, we got ascots for days, boy. I put on 2 ascots. They don't know me. Shit. I make 2 of these joints. So instead of 2 chains, I'm gonna be 2 ascots. That's gonna be my rap name. 2 ascots, bitch. Look at me. Cold pimping when I step on stage, too. Panties on stage immediately the minute I get out there. See, Lisa says, heavy shit I wasn't prepared to feel at the moment. Strange timing and powerful. I'm good. Husband's here. Excellent. I love you guys, man. As always, we are stronger than I. We'll be back at this tomorrow with, what's tomorrow's thing? Ease 8, Lacrimosa of Donna. I actually looked up a walkthrough of that game to see how far we were into it. We're about halfway through it. I think we're about halfway through Arcania 2. I think we're a third of the way through God of War. Chernobylite, I have no idea. I have no idea how long that. It's a game. It's out of all the games we're currently playing. It's one of the ones I've never played before. So we got that. We'll come back to Jet Li's Rise of Honor hopefully on the weekend once I've had some time to not suck at it, and I know I can beat the portions of the game that are on the show. We'll come back to that and try to finish that one up for Jolly. Help him relive the nostalgia of his childhood, which I'm enjoying too, getting to be a part of that. I really wish that was a game I had gotten to play when I was younger. I think I really would have dug it. I still dig it now. It's definitely frustrating at times because it's what in my generation we used to call cheap at times. But that's games, man. Sometimes it's like that. You just keep pushing and get over it. All right. He says 2 ascots, 1 for each cheek. Cool, man. I love you guys. We are stronger than I. Back at it mañana. Peace.